Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 4. Sorry. Episode 401. I'm Chris Adams, the Tekken Master, and we haven't done this in a while, so I'm not, used to the weirdness. Joined by...
RPG Maniaco 5, you're pushing.
And Traptical.
So yeah, we've got some what you've been playing. Some,
Did you say my pusher?
I said you're pusher.
So what you've been playing, some RRR, and the news. See what you've been playing. So I finally got back on my handheld bike, and been playing, easing my way in to like more complex stuff. But I started with Tetris Ultimate, the classics, because I'm really excited for the Tetris VR game that's coming out later, and I saw some gameplay. I was like, oh man, can't wait. And I was like, you know, I was kind of decent at Tetris when I was playing it all the time that one time, and I was like, you know what, I should pick it back up and just practice, and then it comes out, I'll be ready. And so I've been practicing, and then also it's like a good cathartic, just like brain massage, escaping darkest timeline, where you just like focus and think about the puzzle, the pieces falling, and you have to like concentrate so much that like everything else just like gets blocked out of your mind, and it's just like, oh, clarity, holes in moment, hole, and you're just like, yeah,
I should try that.
Oh my.
and then
I should try that.
you know, you don't have to worry about like weird, crazy tweets from people that don't need to be making crazy tweets, or like, you know, other things like, you know, climate change, or, you know, super germs, or, you know, the
So
Kessler
many
syndrome,
apocalypses, man.
or, you know,
So
all
many
these things that like,
apocalypses.
just give me all this anxiety, and just like, ugh, and just like, you know, will I make it to Canada? Will I ever make it to Canada? Will it turn out better than in Beyond, or not Beyond, but Detroit Two Human? It's funny because there's a whole like thing where it's like androids. Well, not like if they go to Canada, they'll be like free or safe or whatever. But it's like, you know, there's like some of them are like, let's go to Canada because, like, you know, yeah. And I'm like, this is too soon and just like too close to home here. Okay, I need to, like, you know, not have androids like as an allegory of like, yeah, me too, man. Because it's like, no, it's like, ah. So yeah, that's the whole weird thing when I was playing the game, that like, you know, it's like, because you're not just like choose anywhere else androids to go besides Canada, because, you know, Tekken is trying to, like, you know, have this whole thing, and like you're all like making me be like, oh man, I hope it goes better than the androids had it, because man, oh man, because anyway, but yeah, Tetris. So yeah, also the whole you know, just, you know, stuff about like, you know, Destiny every week. It's like, oh man, the grind. Oh, it's just like, yeah, all the stuff in my life, which is like, you know, yeah, just Tetris is my escape. So it's like, you know, just every day I sit down, well, not every day, but like, you know, 5 out of 7 days of the week when I'm at work, and I'm just, you know, sitting down for like an hour, you know, just like, yeah, like, let me just go play some Tetris and escape this nightmare. But you know, besides that, I've been playing what else have I been playing? Oh yeah, I looked it up for a podcast, so I know. But I did play Nier Automata. I finally checked out the DLC, because I was like, let me play the DLC, because I haven't played the DLC for this game, and it's out on Xbox One, and I should do it before they get their hands on it, and they're like, oh man, this is so awesome. It's like, pfft, you don't know nothing about that. So I did that, and yeah, it's just arenas, so I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, it's just an arena thing, and you clear enemies. I mean, they do like add specific things you have to do to like get to the next thingy. It's like some you can't jump, some you can't dodge, some you can't fall off a platform. And I was like, but then like it's also like level restricted, so it's like it gets higher and higher. So it's like if you're not at the level, it's harder. So it's like you're probably gonna have to like grind up the levels. And I was at level 60 or 70 or something, and like the next one's 80, and I'm guessing the last one's 100. So it's like you kind of have to grind on that to like get through it without, you know, trying too much. And I was like, I don't really like trying. And then I looked up a guide like, how can I level up fast? And it's like, oh, there's this statue at the festival stage, or castle, palace, whatever the F, the one with the crazy robot lady that's opera singing that wants to kill you. And then you know, just go for the statue and just, like, you know, break it, and it turns gold. And then you just kill it, and you get a ton of XP. And then apparently, I guess they patched it, and it's like not as easy as it used to be. But I was like welling on that statue for like 5 to 10 minutes, and it did not like turn into a gold thingy for me to kill and like make my life easy. And I was like, you know what, Tekken has,
I remember that
Tekken
statue.
doesn't have time for this, and I'm gonna go do something else now. But yeah, you know, I gotta say, you know, in the future, if we do have androids, like in Detroit Become Human, you know, like 2B, oh yeah, like yeah, I think I've got a thing for her because she's just I can't. Yeah, it's weird. I know it's weird. I'm sorry. I had to add that because it's just like every time I play that game, she's like, oh, 2B, and I just swoon over. I can't help it. It's just like, hey, have you seen 2B? It's like, just saying.
Is there a song about robot love?
I don't know if there is actually.
Oh, that's disappointing. Tropical, find a song about robot love so we can sing it anytime he talks about how much he loves 2B. Thanks.
I didn't say I was in love with 2B.
From the 80s.
I'm just saying, it's like I grew attached, and like that character grew on me, and it's like you may not be real, and you may be dead inside because you're an android, but I would not mind testing out your cuddle functions. I would not mind that. That's all I'm saying. But yeah,
I'm googling it now, by the way.
What?
Songs about loving robots.
Your Automata is still awesome. I did all the characters because there's one for 2V, there's one for 9S, and there's one for A2. I think there's one for each of them, and they all have like different areas that they're in. So you have to like go to different areas, find the arenas. That's kind of, I mean, the thing like I guess there's also like some cosmetic items too that you can unlock, and then also I'm trying to think. Cause I ended up getting 2B or 9S's costume because I was like, I want to see the other costumes that are in here. I guess you have to like play through the arenas and like get them. So it's like that's kind of annoying because I was like, you can just like get them or buy them. So that's the thing. Or you can only get them. I think I can't remember, dude. But like, there's like a specific way to get stuff, and I was like, whatever. I'll come back to it or not, whatever. So. I replayed the beginning because it's so awesome. I was like, oh man, this game still has it. Still got that awesome music, the sweet 2D shooter action at the beginning. It's like, oh man, sweet cutscenes, sweet platinum action, sweet just like amazing graphics, and just it's still near Automata. Still the amazingness that they made.
The fact that this auto-filled means other people have looked up this thing before. Interesting.
Besides those two, I believe the only two games besides that. Oh wait, no, there's another game I played besides that. Okay, but Destiny 2, I don't really feel like talking about that game. So
Yes, you do.
I mean, we'll be talking. I mean, it's a weird transition I made in that game where it's like at one point I was like, F this game. I mean, I've talked at length about this game. It's like I'm back on. It's weird. It's weird. I'm just gonna say that. It's weird, man. Because at first I was like, "F this game," but then, doing raids and stuff, it's like, yeah, this is kind of fun. I kind of need this in my life. If I don't have this in my life, it's like, what would I do except for be all alone on Tuesday nights and doing stuff all alone in single player games and stories and characters and whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, I think I do enjoy this to the point where I will pick up the next expansion. I'm kind of excited for it, and then I'm just on the roller coaster, dude. I'm just on the ride, man. Just up and down. Destiny 2, just love hate. I'm more towards the liking side, but then they had this stupid Solstice Summer of Heroes thing and T-shirt thing, and it was a grind, and I was like, oh yeah, they still can grind it down, Tekken. When you're all like, oh man, I think I do like you, Destiny 2, and then it's like, hey Tekken, you want to grind these things to get this thing? And it's like, I don't, but I will, because I don't really have a choice, do I? It's like, no you don't. Now bend over, and it's like, okay, oh, that was unpleasant, but I got what I wanted, so thanks, Destiny 2. And I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this until September, so I'm just gonna take a break and regain my sanity and all my other things that have been lost from playing this game for a year after I said I wouldn't, and I made it a month, and I broke down, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take another month and not play for a second. And I was like, well, what's the point of that, Tekken? Like, you're losing progress, dude. Just play it, man. just play it. It's like, you know what, voice in my head, you're right. We are gonna play because we're gonna be there, and we're gonna blow through, and we're gonna like see how hopefully better it is, and if it's not, oh, you'll hear about it. You will hear about it. And then yeah, and they added that like secret sniper rifle. I guess they're adding secrets back to the game where there's I guess we'll see. Or they're adding all the like, yeah, it's like whatever, like all the stuff in Destiny 1 that's not in Destiny 2 that they're slowly adding back. It's like, I mean, it's not all there. I'm just saying, it's not all there. There's still stuff that's like not. There's like no Arms Day, no sweet gunsmith stuff. That's like, oh man, we made these manufacturing guns that like so super different that it's like, oh man, they get like, you're gonna want to gravitate towards the Hake or the Cirrus or the Omlons. Like, it's still window dressing, still not a thing. So they may never deliver on the promises which are now lies. But at least I had some fun along the way, I guess. And I'll have my memories of that time Gamer was on the Stargate, screaming for his life for someone to open it, and I sure buttoned it. And it was hilarious. And yeah, we did the Cower Prestige, the Spire of Stars, and this challenge and Prestige version of that stuff, and it was actually neat what they did, but it was very much just once you play this game so much, you can just see the little tricks they do. They'd be like, oh well, they added this stuff, like, yeah, because they couldn't really do anything to, like, really give it that much longevity. So it's just like, yeah. But it was neat having like a limited, or not a limited, but like a specific loadout that you need to like play through the thing. So that was neat. But yeah, I'm kind of like done with like trying to get everything in the game. So I'm just I'm just there to help my raid team at this point. It's like, I'm just there for support and to be the dude that can help the team when the team needs me. So whatever. Team player.
Wait, so how many points did you get in the basically the triumph thingy?
250 tropical, the bare minimum, because I was like, F this crap, I am not going over. I don't need that ship. I don't need the emblems. I'm effing done. I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm effing done. I'm taking a different break. And okay, I'm sorry. Tropical. I think you kind of just triggered me, but whatever. Here we go. So
was most of it done, or did you have to grind a bunch of stuff?
There is no. Oh, you've already done this. Okay. There are like the I can't remember what they're called, but it does save all your stuff that you've done already, as far as like the stuff to get the triumphs, but you get the armor that is for like the sweet triumph looking whatever crap, and then that stuff has like stuff on it that you need to do. Like each piece has like a specific objective challenge, whatever the F, and it's like, oh, go do this thing, and it's like some of the stuff you've already effing done. And it's like, maybe I don't want to effing do it. Maybe I don't want to do it after the end. Maybe I already done it. Why aren't you on it? And it's like, oh, whatever. Just a effing fabricated grind. Thanks, Destiny. Go yourself. And then,
man. And you have to wear it while you're doing it?
Yes. So you and it's all like lower level stuff. So it's like your power level goes down, and basically it's inflating the, how you like feeling an artificial difficulty being placed on you because you're trying to like have fun and do some cool event thing. It's like, oh, actually it's not fun because it's so oppressive and blah, 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 how you like being smashed into the ground by all these hard enemies that aren't hard, they're just more powerful than you. Ha ha ha, you have crappy armor on. And then there are some challenges, or not challenges, but the triumphs or whatever the F, that's like, they don't count the stuff that you've done, because there's one that was like, do 25 or 50 public events. Oh, and here's the other thing, they're kind of like bounties where it's like, if you don't have them equipped, they don't count. And so I'd spent that day doing like a bunch of public events, and then one of them was like, do 25 for public events, and it was 0 because I didn't have it equipped. And I was like, it's like I had one of those mini white hot Destiny 2 rage moments of just like, F this game, I'm effing done. But then it pushed me over there to do it, where I was like, you know what, I'm going to effing do it all day, and I'm going to be effing done. And then one of the things was find the 50 freaking fragments. They're like the flipping calcified fragment, or they're like the calcified fragments, but they're not. They're just memories, because it's whatever. It's a whole thing. It's like the Warmind version, DLC version of that. It's effing garbage. It's terrible. I hate it. I did it though, because I was like, F you effing game, I don't want to play F you anymore. And then I did it, and I was like, ha ha ha, not playing you for a month, ha 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 ha. And then, yeah, I haven't played since the first of the month, so F that game. And then the funny thing is like, once you do that, you get like exotic sword and like some other crap. But actually, I was like so done with the game, I didn't even like go to get it. I was like, done, got my t-shirt, done, turn the game off, like, effing done, F this game, just, And so, I still need to go get my exotic sword and my exotic sparrow and all my other crap I got from doing that. But I was like, you know what? It does do. You can just wait on that, because F you. So yeah. And then also Bungie had like a stream of their combat changes for what's coming up in the game. So
I saw like a video of like new exotics that they're adding or something for the expansion. That looked kind of cool, because there's just like, oh, they actually do, exotic things now. It's not just like, yeah, because before just like they would have like a perk where it's just like, oh yeah, it's stronger. It's like, well, thanks. I don't really know how much good that's gonna do me, but thanks. But now it's like,
grenades can only hold 3. This one can hold 4. What?
Basically, yes. It's like, so I mean, that's good, I guess. But at least like the new ones now, it's like they have like that rocket launcher that shoots multiple rockets at once, and like some kind of weird laser thing and like arrows that make clouds of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So at least they're trying now. I mean, it took like 4 years, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine.
But yeah, then like in the Crucible changes, or not just like, I guess it changes overall in general. It's like on the one hand, you know, stuff's gonna I'm just gonna wait until the first giant banner, because I like, from some of the changes, it's like some of them I like, some of them I do not like. It's like, I don't like the Titans being back of like, shoulder charge, you're dead, shoulder charge, you're dead, melee ability, you're dead, melee ability, you're dead. It's like, dude, that was like so obnoxious, and it's just like, why? And then now it's like, oh, everybody gets a special weapon ammo at the start, so like snipers and shotguns are back. Have fun. If you weren't having enough fun in Crucible, please have more fun, because we added more fun, even though it's not more fun, because F shotguns and sniper rifles, because you'll die like instantly. But hey, whatever. Just get good, man. Precision shots, yeah. But then on the other hand, it's like they added precision damage, so it's like my scout rifles and PV will be like even better, and I like triple tap scout rifles, so that's gonna be nice. Get my 3 bullets back and do more damage, and you know, DPS up the wazoo. Oh yeah, and then yeah, I'll enjoy that. Or that when I finally do get the Whisper, getting that and having the triple tap infinite ammo. Basically RPG, you don't know, they brought Black Hammer back, but it's an exotic now, and it's called the Whisper of the Worm. So it's back. Your
oh wait, but is it like is it like the nerfed version of when they put the stupid spindle in there, or is it the actual Black Hammer?
It's actual Black Hammer, but you have to like jump through hoops to get it, so it's one of those too.
Because when they turned it to the black spindle, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, because then I kind of like nerfed it, and it's like, well, what's the point? What's even the point? Because Black Hammer was the shiznak. So, well, that's good. Whisper of the Worm, it sounds gross. But that's good.
And then
See, I hate jumping through hoops. Like, if it's going to be this crazy thing that everyone is using, and then, like, the hoops I think are cool for the people who figure it out, but then later it's just like,
you're just doing it
I just have to do this busy work to, like, be like everyone else? Like, no, I don't want to do that. That's like Ready Player One, like, that thing where they just have unique, you know, one-of-a-kind super weapons and items that you could get in the game is like, I think that's a really cool idea. But I don't like having, say, oh, it's a super weapon. Once one person figures it out, then everyone can get the super weapon. Do it. Yeah. And if you don't have the super weapon, then like you just don't have the super weapon. It's like, well,
or people don't want you in like their group or anything.
Yeah,
kind of like the whole Galahorn thing all over again.
It just feels like it turns into there's all these guns, but none of them are worth anything. It's like, you gotta have this one. It's like,
oh, that's the other thing. When they showed Rangefinder, and I was like, Rangefinder's back! I was like, yes, the perks are back! And I was like, oh man, I need to load up this new one, so I can like make a list of all the perks of my favorite perks and like guns and combinations, and they're just like, or just combinations of perks, and be like, yes, I can just like know to look for these ones, and when I see them, be like, yes, this is good. So, that was, I saw Rangefinder, and I was like, oh, that was great. Just finally different. All the guns being different again instead of, oh, they're all the same. That was just, I can't believe that was like I can't believe that was the status quo in this game for a year. That is like beyond like belief that they did that. Just like insane.
And you had to pick them up, and then you had to dismantle them. Like, at least have the courtesy to dismantle them for you. Oh, you have this one, so you're just gonna get parts. You run around and you just get parts.
But yeah, supposedly we're also getting like a super bigger vault, like 400 I think slots or something in our vault, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna give it a bunch of crap, because it's like, yeah, all this old stuff, don't need it, because it doesn't have sweet perks, so useless and dead to me. And I wasn't in it anyway, so it's like, you know, F off, you're gone, your materials now, and you'll live on when I need to make something, I'm sure, whatever. Or get Glimmer.
Oh. I thought it was really funny, because I kept my Titan armor from like the very beginning of the game, the like broken, crappy story reasons broken Titan armor, and then they did this event and they give you the armor, but you can upgrade it now.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Yeah, and then there's like a trailer for the Sleeping City. Yeah, Sleeping City. That looked cool, so I'm looking forward to that, and the new raid and the new in-game area. So all that stuff looks neat. especially when they like tease it right there. It's like there's a giant monster in the middle. It's like, ooh, what's it look like? I wonder. Can't wait to see it. Kind of getting excited.
You're back on Forsaken.
Yes,
day one.
I'm back.
Okay.
Not only am I back tropical, I am back all in, all the way, getting the like super duper edition with the annual pass. Because it's like, you know what?
Oh gosh.
At least until PS4 is dead and like we're on the the next console generation, Destiny's kind of like, you know. I mean, I as much as I love this game and like will give it crap. There's like the amount of playtime and like money I have saved from like not buying other games. And like,
probably true.
Just like, you know, even though it has done bad things to me, it's also done good things to me. So it's like, you know, it's yeah. Until we're in the next generation, I can just be like, you know what, I have Destiny. I'm gonna not play it. Yeah. So something else. The Star Wars games as a service game. When all the other games that are trying to catch up to them now, like Fallout 76 and all the stuff like that. It's like, yep. Now that I have so many different choices besides Destiny 2, even though it's ruined me and make me hate these games, I'll just go try one of those out for a while and be like, this is so much better. And Anthem, yeah, all that, like an Iron Man suit game like this. It's like all the different variants of Destiny. It's like, you know what? I don't know I ever played this game to begin with. Oh, because you're the only one in town. Well, there's so many others now, and they're so much better. I'll never miss you again, Destiny. And just like leave it by the side. Like, yeah.
Oh my.
Especially if they ever make a Mass Effect game like that, it's like it's over. Just like my life will be over because like I'll like. I don't know what I'll do with that. Like if that ever happened, just like that'd be insane. So I had a moon ship, and I could be in the sorry. I'm like, okay, moving on. Other stuff I've been playing.
Oh my.
Besides Destiny 2 and the sweet imaginary Mass Effect games as a service game that doesn't exist and maybe never will. But who knows? You know, keep open. Secret. They're working on the secret game over there in Bioware. They're like not talking about it. Dragon Age and Mass Effect. They're like, oh yeah, we're in production. We're not secrets. Besides that, though, Monster Hunter World, there was the summer festival event with all the thingies. By all the thingies, I mean all the past events and all the special thingies that you could do and go in and do them. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to get this Arch-Tempered Kieran, and it didn't happen. I mean, I only tried like a couple of times because I was like, F this crap, this is like not fun. And I was like, you know,
sounds about right.
It's got some layered armor, you know. I don't have this shit. I could, you know, go in and check it out. And I was like, let me try it. And I was like, yeah, I died pretty fast. I was like, that was very fun. Why am I doing this? And I was like, yeah, you know what? F this crap. And then I'm trying to think, what was the thing for the summer thing?
Yeah, I tried Arch Kieran once, and I was like, this is worse than the tempered one. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. I was having flashbacks, and I was like, nah, I'm good. It's not worth it. So I was like, no. So yeah, that was the last time I played Monster Hunter World. Until the Behemoth came in, and I was like, nope, good on this too. That was it.
Then there was like the swimsuits and all that cool stuff. I got like all the summer stuff. So there was something I was doing. Oh, I think every day there's like items and fireworks and other crap. And it's like, you know, one of those things. And at some point I was like, when like a week left, I like had gotten everything. And I was like, okay, I'm good, and I didn't need to do anything. And then typical Monster Hunter fashion, it's like, okay, well, a couple weeks later we're gonna have this other sweet thing coming out. It's like the Behemoth thing. But then I didn't get to play it because my work has been just like a terrible situation I don't talk about. Where it's just like I'm like not having any time because just constantly getting off late and being tired and just like I didn't play anything. Let me just go. I'm gonna sleep. This is just a grind. It's a grind. When we're playing games like Destiny and Monster Hunter, it's like a grind on top of a grind. It's just it's not a fun existence. It's not. But it's like, you know, you get through it eventually. Whatever. But you know, back to Monster Hunter World. It's like, okay, I finally got to take it out today or yesterday. I was playing the Behemoth for the first time. I was like, how bad is this? Because RPG was tweeting about this. I was like, yeah, F this crap. I'm not having fun, and I'm not going to try it again. F it. I was like, oh, okay, it's not going to be that bad, is it? And I played it, and I was like, ooh, that was kind of rough. I don't know if I can do this. So I was like, okay, well, I'm as much fun as I'm not having. It's like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like got to the boss lair room a couple of times. It never ends well though. It's like, you know, the boss doesn't just lay down and let you bomb them to death. It's like, oh, this is actually okay, this is like Whatcha, like I have a giant epic fight here. But then luckily, right before the podcast, gotten this. I was just doing SOS flares all day today for like 4 hours. So it's like this is like an all day thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I want to get through it. This armor looks cool. I want to get the sweet Mog, Palico armor. Cause it's adorable. My Mog Palico.
It does look adorable.
And then so it's like finally got into a group where like we did clear it, but then all the armor materials for the armor, it's like I'm short on. Well, not all of them, but like most of them. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that like a few times, but it's like I just tried that for 4 hours and got it done once. I don't know if I want to do it. But then I have enough to make the Palico armor, but then that's like the Palico armor. That's not my armor, and it's like, and then I look at the armor settings. It's like the defense is as high as the gamma armor for the Arch Tempered Valhazog, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I do want this. And then my brain just went over, into that mode of like, I want this thing and I need to get it. So after the podcast, I will be trying to get more of that because very hard, but possible and doable. Just very hard. And
my thing is, it's like, because I go in there, I mean, I made an armor set specifically for the whole fight thing, but then it's like the people I keep playing with all suck. So it's like, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do because I can't solo this. The type of setup I have.
Unless you have a lance.
So,
or you're a good lancer.
I was like, it's not gonna happen. I don't think you even own a lance. So I was just like, so
Aimless team up.
So I was just like, well, I guess I'll never be able to beat this because I'm not going to torture myself. So people just need to get good, and then when they do, I'll try to beat it again. But yeah, it was not fun because people would keep getting killed by the super meteor he does, and then I'm just like, well, we're done again.
It's just a really hard encounter. There's like so much going on because it's like if people don't run away when they have the tornado cast on them and they just like spawn in the area you're fighting, and it's like, why? Then you're getting hit by the boss. You're getting hit by the tornado. The boss is like also summoning thunder and meteors and comets, and it's like, dude, how am I supposed to dodge all this? And it's just like, and then like if you accidentally pull the temper or whatever the F it's called, I forgot what it's called.
Immunity or something, or immunity or something.
And then it's like, I've marked you for death, Tekken. I'm not gonna stop till you're dead, Tekken. Mwahaha, Tekken. And it's just like attack after attack after attack. And then if like you're not dodging them, you're just getting knocked in the air, knocked in the air, knocked in the air. And if your team's not using effing herbal powder or whatever the F it's called to like heal you, it's like dead, or like just like, yeah, after like 5 seconds dead. I also have a share button video where like I was in a good group. We were doing pretty good. We got like 3/4 of the way through, and then all of a sudden, dead. Just like the boss just like does a spin move, feigns one person, does another spin move, feigns the other person. Like nobody has time to heal or recover, and it's just like, it's like within 10 seconds, like 3 people die, and it's just like. It got very frustrating. I got very frustrated today because it was just like we had good runs and just like or competing, like things would be going well or doing good, and then just I guess I haven't seen Attack on Titan, but I just like categorize it as Attack on Titan. You think everything's going good, you're fighting the monster, and then like, oh man, guys, oh man, we got this, and then everybody dies. It's just like out of like all of a sudden like that, just like boom, what the F just happened? Because the attacks of that monster are just like so powerful, and like the 100 rank limit on that is like so low that when you SOS play, like anybody can join because it's like such a low 100 rank.
Yeah, I think the HR is like 16, which is really. That's like a nowhere near high enough for that.
Because I noticed like in some of the games I was playing, like people would get hit and their health bar would just go so far down. I'd be like, oh no, no, their armor, they're not ready for it. Why are they here? It's just like
he would just look at you and you'd be like, well, you got carded.
Yeah, or just like you just have a really bad pattern of attacks of like where you're getting up from getting attacked, and then the boss will like charge you and you can't dodge because you're getting up, and then your health is low, and it's like, oh, I'm carded, and it's just like, oh, that's it, and it's like, yep, because 2 people already died, and it's like, oh, guess what? Your game over. Try again. Yeah, it's rough. Behemoth is rough, but after I got through it, I was like, yes, I felt super whatever.
Super.
Super whatever. Super wow, there's a word for that. I can't think, but yeah. Achieved. That's not the word. There's a word, I can't think of it. It'll come to me. It probably won't, but you know, I felt that. I felt great.
Accomplished is
That!
the word looking
Yes,
for?
RPG. I felt accomplished. And I was like, yes, I did it. We did it. I was like spamming emotes after week 1. I was like, yeah. It's like, I have it on. I need to clip the stream thingy. It's like, man. And then like I share buttoned it, and like I got the like screenshot of like the time, or like the screen that you get when you complete it. But I forgot to share button like the video. But like it's funny because like on the screenshot, like since I had my webcam when I was streaming, like for my PlayStation when I was streaming, like I have like this Joker grin on my face of just like I'm so happy, and it's like that is hilarious. Like just like the like dopamine elation Fiero moment that you get from Monster Hunter World when you finally accomplish beating that monster after the however many time of it destroying you. And I was like, yeah, Monster Hunter World still better than Destiny 2. Just saying. Oh yeah, I said it would. Moving right along, so I'm going to be trying that for sure. When it's here and there, whenever it's coming in and out of the rotation in the events in that game.
Oh wait, Tropical is a lancer, right?
I have a gun lance. Yes.
That means we can
I don't
do
know what
this.
that means. Well, because
That
you're
means there's hope.
doing hunting horn, right?
Yes, I'm a dedicated healer, so so that means all we would need is 2 damage dealers. With if I'm assuming correctly, Tekken uses the long sword still,
Yes,
so
I do.
we'd only need somebody else to deal damage, and we'd be set. We'd be set.
I think I'm up to like 960 quests with it, so I'm almost at 1,000.
Wow.
Legendary longsword user. But yeah, besides Monster Hunter World and the Behemoth shenanigans, finally got around to playing Life is Strange Before the Storm. That was a very bittersweet game to play through because
Wait, so how would you describe the first game, which I haven't finished yet?
oh man, it's been
Is
a
it
while.
bittersweet?
No, the first game is like awesome because it's like a detective story trying to but like with like the weird fanciful time mechanics. So it's like it's got that, like without that it's like very grounded, but like because it has that, it's just like craziness of like that on top of like a crazy storm that's approaching the town. But like it like builds into like the whole story though, because it's like if I could do this and you know affects this, and then like whoa, the chaos theory, and just it gets crazy.
I love chaos theory
But it was very interesting and
because it's chaotic.
yeah, but then you have like this crazy choice at the end, and then like for people like me that chose the choice I chose, this was like I would say this is a very bittersweet game because like you get to learn and like you know be with the other protagonist in that game, or not protagonist, I guess your friend from that game, or your best friend that you moved away from that you came back. But then like it's kind of sad because like you see how Chloe was like without Max there to like you know be her.
So she was super happy.
Guide. No, because I'm just like, but like that's the other thing is like when you read the journal and like she's writing to Max, and like since Max like never wrote her back or whatever, I can't remember, but or like she's writing like all these journal entries and stuff of like, oh hey Max, hey Max, hey Max, but then like you know,
Hey Max, I miss you, Max. Guess what? I almost got killed again today.
but then like you know like she never replies, so it's like, oh this is so sad, this is like so sad, and then you
Your
know,
time powers would be super useful right about now. Max! Hey Max! It's cool, Max. I see you're busy. I'll go get pancakes and some bacon. My mom still works at the diner, so you know.
yeah, that too. You can just like see like why she ended up the way she was in Life is Strange, because she did not have her BFF there to you know straighten her out and be like, no Chloe, you're going down the wrong path, don't do that, oh no.
Hey Max, dyed my hair. Still missing you.
And then on top of that you finally get to see all the just like what is up with Rachel Amber. You're just like, oh, she is just so charismatic and draws you in, and you're just like, oh, I'm melting just from being in your presence.
Hey Max, I'm a lesbian now. just so you're aware. Still not answering me? Cool. I'll keep acting out. I'll keep doing this. This is your life now. You come back, this is you. You, man. Sorry for the last letter, Max. I was just a little bitter, you know. Still waiting for you to reply to me, though. Miss you. Come home soon. You know what, Max? F you. F you and the horse you rode in on. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care. I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry. I'm just acting out. Come back home soon, Max. This is basically her life. This is her life, man. This is her life. Although I guess it doesn't matter, because if you chose the decision that you chose in the actual game, then all of that doesn't matter.
Or does it? Because season 2 is soon, and maybe it doesn't. Who knows?
Well, no, because according to the teaser trailer, though, it's going to be
I haven't
like...
seen it, so.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, no, because it's like... They said it's in the same universe, but it's like
different
not...
characters.
Yeah, and based on the teaser, like whatever that was not a time power, so... Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a new protagonist, but like in the same universe kind of situation.
Interesting.
Especially since that little boy that's in that game that they released, that demo thing. What's it called? Captain
I haven't played the
Awesome
demo.
or something?
Captain
I haven't
Spirit,
either,
I
but
think.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is probably adorable, which means it's gonna end horribly, and then I can't in all good conscience play this.
Yeah,
So I haven't.
It has like the most gut-wrenching like post-credit sequence after the final episode. You just see like Rachel Amber's phone on a table with like a bunch of calls from Chloe like being unanswered as there's like a photo of like photos being taken, and like if you played Life is Strange you know what's happening, you're like, no, it's like, why would they put that in there? That's so evil. And then the next episode, which is like the farewell episode, is basically like the second half of like one of the episodes, or like the parts of like Life is Strange of the previous episode where like you go to like relive a day when something really traumatic happens to Chloe's dad, and you're just like, why did they end it like that?
Oh no.
It's like, holy crap. That was like, you just pulled my heart out. Jeez, that was like, why did you make this game? Did you just want me to cry a river of tears?
Yes,
Nothing good
yes they did.
happens. Oh,
Well, I mean, you should have known that. I mean,
I'm just
you
saying.
played Life is Strange.
I just wanted there to be some goodness. I mean, there was like these two really cool moments though, where like there's this one part where you play this game with these. Well, I mean, you have the choice, but you don't have to. But like, if you do, it's pretty cool. You could like to play this tabletop game with these other two characters, and there's also like this play scene at the school, and it's like, oh, that was really awesome. So there's two really good scenes. That was like really awesome, but like, you know, for the most part, it's pretty dark and gritty and bleak. But you know, whatever.
Tekken, you knew she was a mess before you started the game.
It was not.
This
But man,
this was told to you.
I just can't
and
remember
the
that
Sonic stuff.
dark room scene. That was like, wow.
As a matter of fact, the first episode of Life is Strange is her getting shot before you had to like fix it. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing good was happening in her life, man. Nothing good. She was a mess. She was a cancer to Max. I love you, Chloe.
Also, there's like some super dramatic moments, man, just like of secrets and stuff you find out, and just like, wow, this game is heavy. It's like, wow, I did not expect to get what I was getting, and it is just like over delivering, and just like, yeah, here's a bathtub full of drama, and just like dumping it on you. It's like, holy crap. But yeah, Life Strange for the Storm. That was a ride, for sure.
Was it a fun ride?
It was not a fun ride. Definitely like
Oh,
a Last
what?
of Us ride where it's a thing, you don't react to it,
You
not a fun
lived
time.
it.
Yeah, you live through that shit. You don't,
Oh,
you don't,
wonderful.
you don't just like frolic in the field of flowers of like, la la la, I'm Chloe in Arcadia Bay, going to school and getting in trouble and adventures. Yeah, that usually
That
doesn't
sounds like a cool sitcom. And then next thing you know, it's like, my dad died. My best friend left me. My other best friend died. It's like, well, your life just sounds horrible. What's
It
going
sounds
on?
like a modern visual novel
It does.
where
Welcome
it's
to
all normal
Japan,
and then
everyone.
it's like really bad.
The next thing you know, you got to kill your friends to get out of school and graduate and create the perfect murder. Because, yeah. Yeah.
And besides that, also another episodic game from the Masters of Telltale. Played some Walking Dead New Frontier on PS4 finally, and made a few minor differential choices just to see like how things would change. And I got a different Clementine. It's awesome. It's like, oh man.
What?
And then her title was like Merciful Gunslinger, so it's like,
Whoa.
Oh
so
my!
it's like, you know,
There are such awesome titles for her at the end.
It's
I've never seen that one.
my PS4 Clementine will kill you dead. So I mean, she
Oh my.
won't, but it's like I'm just
Well,
gonna
she
say
won't.
that because
She's
that's what they gave
merciful,
her.
remember?
So,
Merciful.
oh, that's the
Super
man.
good at shooting stuff.
And then there's like
Just
it's so
nice
cool
about
because
it.
like but it was cool, but it was like evil because in PC playthrough I was like, okay, doctor, I'm gonna kill you because I need this information. And then PS4 playthrough I was like, let's not kill him, see what happens. Will we still find out? And I still found out, and it's like, what? I didn't have to kill him. I felt so guilty, and it was just like, you know, whatever. So,
I mean, of course you didn't have to kill him. I mean, they basically tell you didn't have to kill him when you did that.
they did not say that. He's like,
But you
"If
were
don't
just like,
kill
I'm gonna
him-
murder
if
you
don't kill
anyway,
me,
bruh."
I'm gonna tell you." And then, yeah, I didn't know if he would survive the craziness that happens in the final episode. And yeah, I mean, I guess on the one hand, you know, my hands are still clean on PS4. On the other hand, at least it wasn't Clementine that did it. So yay! Clementine's still, you know, not a killer in either of those. So you know,
Yay?
so hobby, you know, not so much, but yeah, I mean, PC anyway. So I mean, PS4 kind of did something terrible too, but you know, I kind of had to do because I had to see what happened. I had to see what happened because it's like, oh, let's just get straight to the point here. Bam. Oh, maybe that's why she got
So
Gunslinger.
basically,
Stuff
no matter
happens.
what you do, you're pretty much evil.
No.
Wonderful.
I also think there's like probably like way more epilogues for the thingy because I chose like a similar one for like the PC. Now I'm wondering if like you can just like leave Richmond at the end and just like leave it in Desiree and Chaos and like not have to like stick around and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go back out on the road or something. So I'm not like, I'm curious how many anchor points there are for the end of that season into the final season. And it has like one of those interactive thingies like Mass Effect build your own story, so I'm guessing you could just like do that a bunch.
Yeah.
Or do that, or obviously you can like do if you haven't played any of them, but like, you know, I'm kind of curious to like just do that one over and over, like do that over and over after I finish the final season, just to be like, how can I start the season, or how can it start after season, or how crazy can the end of season 3 be? So
I still need to play New Frontier so that way when the last season comes out, I can be all like, I'm ready to destroy. And then Clementine's gonna die, and I'm gonna be all like, no, you were supposed to be the chosen one. That's why I didn't let those people into my camp, because they had a child with them and they were trying to use that as an excuse. But I was like, I don't give a two F's about your child. I got a baby with me. And they're all like, but family. I was like, you're not my family, bruh. Not my friend. And they were just like, fine then, F you. And then he turned away and he had the gun in his back pocket. And I was like, yeah, good thing I didn't let you in, because I would have to kill you and take your gun. So yeah. That's how my Walking Dead went.
and that's all I've been playing.
Didn't you play The Persistence?
Oh, good call, Crab. I completely forgot about that. I did play. Oh yeah. Okay. So very very short. You know, very few words to say on Persistence because it is a roguelike. Ugh. And it basically just like, you know, okay, here's my thing about roguelikes. Okay, it's like basically they give you the whole like grinding thing, like I've been mentioning. It's like you're grinding it out, but it's like the worst grind. It's like grind, dead, start over, grind, dead, start over, grind, dead, start over, grind, start over. And then you get like a little sliver, a little piece you get to carry over to the next part. Or it's like to your next attempt, or like, you know, whatever plot excuse that they throw in. Like in this one, it's like, oh, well, you're not really in this body. This is just a host body, and it's like, nah, you're going to the station, trying to make the station for free of all this. It's like, dude, this is great. Like, you're just Groundhog Daying me, dude. You're just like, do this again. Oh, you died because you're weak, but you got to build yourself up slowly but surely. It's like, you know what? I mean,
like
okay.
roguelikes.
Here's the other thing. Is like I can't really take myself out of the experience to like not see how you are inflating the like me playing through this game time of like, oh, I just do this again over. But like I'm not powerful enough, so I just gotta like do it again, and then I died, and then I do it again and I died, and like slowly but surely I'll get there, and like I'll be super powerful because, dude. Okay, I started this game, and then like I got hit like maybe 2 or 3 times or something by like an enemy, and I died, and I was like, what? And then I got to like some station thingy, and it's like, oh, you can upgrade your melee defenses, blah 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 blah. And I was like, really? It's like I don't know. I think it's just like I look at it and I see like what's in front of me, and like I'm not enjoying it, and it's like I would wish there was like a better way to progress or go through this, and I'm like, you know what? Not a fan. So it's like, you know what? This was like the final nail in the coffin, roguelikes, of like, you know, go yourselves, all of you. F all of you, and I'll never play any of you ever again. So,
Oh my.
Tekken's don't roguelikes forever because I just can't do it. I just can't effing do it. F them.
Just
They're
F 'em.
all effing terrible. I don't
FM
care
maybe.
what anybody says. It could be Game of the Year material, but you know what? That's your opinion, and good for you. But I'm not gonna play the game. So yeah, never again roguelikes or roguelite. Ugh, just the worst. The effing worst. F them all.
Cool.
I played for a bit and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat, this is kind of fun, except for it's like stuck in a roguelike body, and then that's the worst. And I was like, yeah, I don't, because you're on a station, and then there's like, I got through one floor, and like you go up in the floors, and I think it's up, not down, or up and down, it's like just up one way. Like each floor is like a different thingy, but each floor has like objectives or blah blah blah. You know, like gotta get to like all the things. And so I got like this thing on the first floor, and then I went to the second floor, and it's like there's a bunch of other objectives, and then like when you go back to the floor that you just went to, all the enemies respawn, and I didn't know that. And so I was like, dude, if I have to backtrack and the enemies don't stay dead, F this game. So I was like, F this game, I'm effing done. Like there's effing cheap scares too, because I was like, yeah, I got scared of like some parts where it's like stuff like just like jumps out at you because like the lighting is pretty good in the game, so it's like, you know, you can't always see, and then like if the lights are on or off, it's really good, like the way it's done, like the lighting, and just and then stuff just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, or just like through a vent, it's like, and it's like, you know what? Tekken doesn't like this. Tekken's freaked out. Tekken scares easily. Also that. It's like, yeah, like a roguelike horror game. No thank you. I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't know it was going to be that intense. And I did like, you know, sneaking up on dudes and like shoot them in the back of the head and like all that,
Oh my.
all that stuff. That was great. It's just like, you know, taking out their, what was it called? Their like genes, or like you take their
Yeah,
DNA
you take
or
their
something.
DNA.
It's weird. It's kind of gross. And I was like, yeah, I'm taking your DNA, ha ha ha. And then that's
That
cool.
sounds
And
inappropriate.
then the combat's kind of cool. You just like smack them with your gun, kind of like in Dead Space, but you're not Isaac, so you're very fragile. So you get hit twice, and you're dead. Oh, and then the gun combat's cool. You can like aim with your 6 axes. I don't know. It's like neat because it's, oh, you're like where you look is like where you're looking, but like where you aim with the controller is like how you aim. So it's like got a cool like XY feel that's like very different from other stuff because it's in VR. So it like feels very, oh, this is, I'm looking around, I'm aiming, oh, so that's cool. But yeah, it's roguelike stuff. So yeah, not getting into that. I mean, I could, but it's like I don't want to torture myself. So it's like, you know. Maybe some point in time I'll go back, but it's like, pass. So, yeah.
Hard pass.
Hard effing pass on the entire genre. So, yeah. Never again. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, if you're into, like, you know, I mean, that being said, it's like, it does kind of nail the environment of, like, the creaky bulkheads in space and just, like, stuff being around every corner and just, like, you hear growling and steam from pipes and just like everything freaks you. Yeah, if you're like me, like everything freaks you out, it's gonna be even that more intense. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's too much going on top of the whole roguelike thing. It's just like, I can't do it, man. And it's roguelike, and it's like, you know what? This is the last time I'm giving a game like this a chance. So goodbye persistence in any game like it. You're all dead to me. So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did the podcasts.
So Tropical Quest played nothing.
No, I played some. Well, so last time I was talking about Root Letter, and I had gotten like the boring ending, right? And then I had gotten like one of the weird endings.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went back and got all the endings, which took far shorter than you would imagine because of the Like you can skip basically everything except for the few things that you actually get to choose. And then I think the game is actually made so you're supposed to do that, because at the end, the final ending I got, I think, is the real ending, because it's the most normal, but it's like a happy ending.
Oh.
And then also they played like different credits after that one. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is probably the real ending. So I completely completed Roulette.
So after all this time, you were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Classic Tropical.
Like, it was funny because when you play through the first time, they suggest all of the other possibilities, and you're just like, every day that you're investigating, another possibility crops up, and they just get like stranger and stranger. It's like, oh, it's like spirits. No, it's UFOs. No, it's like vengeful spirits. And I was like, what is happening?
UFO spirits?
And then, like, I think that there was one vengeful spirit ending that I thought was really freaky. I don't remember if that was the one I was playing when it was nighttime, but it was just like, yeah, one of them was really creepy. How did the alien one go? Oh, the alien one went, it was like a government cover-up thing. So you assume the aliens are real, but someone's covering it up. And so, do you die in that one? You might die in that one. I don't know. You die in many of the endings.
I mean, well,
it was neat. I liked it. And then, like, so a neighbor of mine is one of those, like, normal gamers who plays one game a year.
As opposed to what?
That is not. Wait. Time out. Normal one plays one game a year. Is that what you just said?
How's that normal?
How is that normal?
Apparently, that's the large majority of gamers. They play. It used to be Madden. It was like one game a year, and then for a while it was like Call of Duty, and they would buy like new consoles just to play the new Call of Duty. And
Well,
it was
that sounds
that
I don't need
ridiculous.
more
game.
accurate description of that type of person. Just saying.
Well, normal in the sense, like, the majority of gamers are like that, apparently.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know if I would subscribe to that.
I think a
kind of
majority of
tropical-
gamers are like us.
I don't know.
I think we might be
gamers
onto a
is the
new
part
weekly
that's
segment
flipping you.
sometime in the future.
That
The
Tropical's
majority
insane.
of people who play games are like 1 or 2 games a year.
Lies.
If even that now, because of mobile. But yeah, so I don't know how we got onto the topic.
I don't know
Yeah,
because you're
I
lying.
think-
again.
I think what it is I don't, maybe because I'm okay with being silent and other people are not, and so they like, oh, I need to think of something to talk about. Too trapped. Cool. It's like, and at some point, people found out I like games, and then so it's like every time it's like, oh, it's always about games, and his game is Skyrim.
Ew. It's a Bethesda
And
fan.
it's like
I'm sorry, Tropical.
tons and tons of Skyrim.
You need to get a new friend. Or a new neighbor.
And then I was like, oh, that's cool. And like, I showed him VR one time, and he was like, oh, it's super awesome, but he can't justify a PS4 because he's like, well, I play Skyrim.
Wait.
And
Time
I know
out.
Skyrim's on
Second
PS4.
time. What
Okay.
platform are they playing Skyrim on, Tropical? I must know this. Is it
PS3.
Oh, okay.
So,
Those
like-
people.
Vastly inferior Skyrim.
Arguably the worst Skyrim. Oh.
But no, I guess
It's
they
like
like
he
fix
hates
it a little
himself.
bit over time. But yeah, no. So I was like, yeah. So if you can't
Oh,
import your
Tropical,
save,
I'm sorry.
you
I
can't,
gotta interrupt again. Because it's like, of all
Do
like the
it.
sweet, awesome exclusives on PS3 to be playing, and it's like, I play Skyrim. It's like Metal Gear Solid 4, Valkyria Chronicles.
Well,
What
so
the
it
F,
was-
man?
Well, it's cool because the last time I talked to him, he said I was like talking about other games, like because he was saying
Yes,
I
Tropical,
showed
lure
him
him to the
Skyrim
dark
on
side.
VR,
One of us.
and then he was like, oh, I want to get a PS4 and get Skyrim, but then get Skyrim VR, but then I don't know if that's a lot of money for just playing the same game that I'm playing now. and it didn't really look that different to me. Like, is PS4 really that much better than PS3? And I was like,
Wow.
well, because you saw the
Wow.
VR one, like, it looks kind of the same as the PS3 one, except that it's in VR. But if you see, like, actual PS4 games, then yes, like,
That
the
is
You realize you're
PS4
playing on garbage.
is what PS3. It's like the do-over generation to me. And then so I was like, you know, because I only kind of know him. Like, he's really nice, and it's like he was like the first neighbor I met here, and that was like a year or so ago. And but I since I do not work in selling games and hardware anymore, I'm like I tried to hold back. And I don't want to like really go out and like push people. Yes, you must buy PlayStation 4. It is the most amazing thing
That's
ever.
exactly what you want to do.
I do want to do it.
Rise and
In
zero
my heart, I
dawn.
do want.
Basically.
I do want to do it, but I'm like, I don't know if I should. And
You should.
so yeah, I just was like, if you want to be sold on PS4, like, I will do it, but I don't want to push you. And then he mentions that, oh well, you know, I played other stuff like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. He played
What?
through, and I was like, oh, well, did you play like The Last of Us? And they're like, no, what's that? And I
Oh my
told them
gosh.
what The Last
Wow.
of Us was. It's like,
Who is
it's
this
like
person?
same
How
normal
do these
game.
people exist?
You.
This is, I'm
Tropical,
sorry.
you,
This
you
is
need to
weird me.
move.
It's like,
You need to move, Tropical. This
No,
is the only
I had a
outcome
different
now.
neighbor who was like,
man, this is just like I'm just like spawning all these ideas in my head of like a weekly segment of just like how do you like how does like the branding and like gaming like so terrible compared to movies where it's like people can know about all the Avengers movies, they don't know about all the Naughty Dog games. What's up with that? What's up with that?
What's up with that, man? What's up with that?
They gotta know. They gotta know about Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls and Detroit to Human. Those are the same developer. How come they don't know that, but they know all the movies from XYZ person? What's up with that? Or
Yeah, what's up with that?
Are the albums from all this one person that makes all these albums? That's the music artist. What's up with that? And,
Yeah, what's up with that, Tropical?
Sorry.
I think it's,
Yeah.
I think it's to
Yeah,
briefly
Tropical.
go into it. I think it's because like movie advertising is like scattershot. It's just like shotgun, widest range possible, and you just like shoot it out there, and then you know more people see it. Whereas games, like all games marketing is really focused. You know, you watch like, for example, like PlayStation every year for the past few years. I think they've announced, oh, we have a Super Bowl ad, and then they'll show their Super Bowl ad, but that ad doesn't air on TV. It only airs on YouTube, and the only way to find stuff on YouTube is to have it recommended to you or to somehow find it, which are both like, if you don't look at this stuff normally, then it's never going to get recommended to you. And so
This is interesting.
yeah, the marketing is just
I'm
like not
slowly
as
like
good.
developing a new term, or not a new term, but like one I can like apply this term to like one I've heard before. It's like these normies, man. They just don't know, man. They just don't know. They're not one of us. They're not in the know. They're not down. They're not subscribed to the PlayStation YouTube channel where they can just like see all that cool stuff. It's like no, they don't know. Maybe they don't even deserve to know. They don't even deserve
think
to know about all
normies
the
is an
quiet, green
alt-right
awesomeness.
I think normies is an alt-right term.
It is? No.
Yeah, I think they use it for people who aren't, well, frankly, insane.
I'll flood a Wolf Among Us, the Mundies, yeah. I mean, whoa, I almost said it. Whoa, I mean, the Mundies, yeah. Yeah, those Mundies.
No, not the Mundies.
Oh, not Glimmer and not
Anyways,
from comics.
so
What does it even mean?
Mundies?
No, I meant like yeah, no, I know what that means. I played the game. Just saying, like,
yeah, so anyways, I was like, oh, Last of Us, and it's really cool, and it's sort of like the stealth sections of Uncharted, but like much more somber and
depressing and
it's really-
disturbing.
it's a really awesome game. And so I was like, you know what? I have the PS3 one, I have the PS4 one, I'll just like lend you the PS3 one, and then you can go play it on your PS3 if you're not going to upgrade to a PS4, which I will totally, sell you on if you want to. And so I lent him The Last of Us. And then because of this conversation, I was like, man, The Last of Us was so good. and for like 2 days, I just sat and played through all of The Last of Us and that standalone expansion on a higher difficulty than I had before on PS4. And yeah, it's still so good. But it didn't feel much harder. And I think part of that is because, like, if you're doing well, then you're doing it in stealth. And if you're not doing well, then you're probably dead, regardless of the difficulty. So it's like,
Sounds
if you can
legit.
stealth everything, then you're fine. You know, you just stealth everyone, or you just sneak past everyone.
That's why
So
ninjas beat pirates.
So I could
duh.
never play this game. Wonderful.
Play it on, like, because Naughty Dog has been really good with their games. They know that people want to play through story, and so they have like really easy modes that feel like, especially with Uncharted, it feels right. You know, Uncharted is a certain type of like adventure type movie feeling type game, and so when you can like take guys out in like one shot to anywhere on their body, it feels right for the genre. I haven't tried that on The Last of Us. I imagine clickers still kill you in one hit, so probably still have to sneak a little bit, but the other stuff won't be as big a problem.
I can never do that. Sorry.
So good.
I can never play this game, Tropical. I apologize.
And Tropical, it's funny like you say that because I just like randomly came across a like Infinity War Mass Effect trailer mashup on YouTube, and like I just like wanted to play it so bad. I was like, must not fall back into Mass Effect trilogy right now. I was like, I want to play it so bad now. Why? It's like, take it, this is 3 games. You don't have time. There are bigger fish to fry right now. It's like, but it's just like, yeah, I had an emotional moment. I was Rick. It was like so weird because like I hadn't even been like a fan of like the MCU until like recently. So it's like to see like that like combined with like Mass Effect, to, like, and it's like it's like, and there was like a recent trailer too. So it's like people there are still people out there making Mass Effect stuff. And I'm like, oh man, it'll never die. It'll never go away. It'll never, like it's like giving me hope at the same time. Of like, oh man, after I'm drowned, and just like yeah, it was like yeah. I was beside myself. It was weird. It was weird. That whole situation.
Yeah. Well, so what was funny was like I did not intend to play through the entire game like that. Like my intention was to play some of it, and then at the time like summer school was going on, and I saw my neighbor every morning and sometimes in the afternoon, and so I was like, just, you know, I wanted to play some of it to sort of remind myself of like what happens in the beginning and then that stuff, and then I'd be able to like see like, oh, what do you think about, you know, that part, and but what happened was I started playing, and then I decided like after the prologue, like the prologue is the first sort of break, sort of narrative break, and then it goes into, you know, the time jump, and then you play that part, and like I ended up playing all the way to the end of does it start in summer? I forget, like the first season, which is like 8 hours or 10 hours into the game, because you know once you get past what's his name?
Billy?
The guy who with the truck. Like there isn't.
Is it Bob?
Bob. I know it's a B.
I think it might be Bob.
Oh, well, there you go. You're welcome.
There isn't really a break. Like the game just keeps going, and there isn't a part where it's just like, oh, okay, you know, that's a good place to stop story wise. It just keeps going.
It's funny that you mention this because like that's how I felt when I was playing God of War. Like once I got to a certain point where it's like you just really get into like the Atreus and like Kratos like their relationship. Atreus and Kratos, and just like learning like what is going on here. Like I couldn't put the controller down. I just like kept playing and playing. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I don't know.
Pretty much.
I don't know what happens. Like, I have no tabs. I don't know what happens next. What happens next? What happens next? What happens next? It's just like I can stop, man. Like the second half of that game is just like impeccable. Just like amazing. Just like just like I could not put the controller down. I just like it was like just like wanting to like just be fed out of the cup of my DualShock 4 and just if my DualShock 4 was a cup and I could like just do that. Just
It was like
Is
that.
how
Because
that
the story right out of
went?
That's
really funny
because
just thinking about it now, like there are narrative breaks. You know, it's like after the test thing, and then after you get the truck, and then, well, actually, I guess after you get the truck, there really isn't one. It like goes all the way to the end of the Sam thing, and it's just like, yeah, I ended up. That was one session. I was just like, I just kept going as I finally got to the Sam thing, and then that season ended. I was like, oh, finally! Like that was like an entire day of The Last of Us. It's so good. Although I will say, like, I think maybe The Last of Us won't age that well in like a decade or so.
That's why The Last of Us 2 is happening.
Maybe
They prepared.
You know, I remember seeing Half-Life 2 back when it first came out and thinking, wow, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then if you look at Half-Life 2 today, it still looks good, I guess, but it doesn't look as
amazing.
I guess like as realistic as it did back then. You notice like all the edges are too sharp, and like the water looks good, but it sort of doesn't look entirely realistic. And The Last of Us, like the people and characters, like in Naughty Dog games, like that's the thing. And if you look at it today, it's like it's pretty good, but sometimes they're like the faces aren't quite as emotive as you think they would be. And I'm like, oh man, is this gonna happen? Like in 20 years, am I gonna look at The Last of Us and it's gonna remind me of what Half-Life 2 reminds me of today?
Maybe.
It's kind of unimaginable. Like when you see something like Horizons, like how is that ever gonna look bad? Or not bad, but just like outdated. But yeah, Last of Us already looks a little bit outdated. I'm like, huh, amazing. Yeah, so I played through that, then immediately went to Left Behind, and it felt very different playing it immediately after. Like when they released Left Behind, it was quite a while after The Last of Us, so you had to sort of relearn stuff. But then this time I was like, oh, just like going right into it. It was different, but it was still good. So that's that. I guess I'll do the sort of sadder one. I went out and bought this tabletop game called Star Wars X-Wing, and it's really cool because it comes with little miniature TIE fighters and X-Wings and stuff, and they're like pre-painted and quite detailed, and they just look really cool. And I was like, that's what I want. I want those little miniatures. And yes, I should probably play the game too, because that not doing it might seem kind of crazy. But I don't have anyone to play with. I was thinking maybe I can maybe my wife will play with me, or my daughter. And I started like reading the rule book, and I was like, oh, I don't think they're gonna like this.
It's like, nope.
Because it's a weird game. Like, there's no board. You just need a 3x3 space. And
that's interesting.
Yeah. And then there's little.
You just need your imagination because it's in space.
Kind of. And then like the miniatures have they're like on these stands, and then at the base of the stand is sort of a guide piece, I guess, that tells you like what direction the ship is facing, and then like what their firing arc is and all this stuff. And then the game comes with these basically like ruler or like guides. There's straight ones, there's like curved ones, and then there's like more curved ones. And you basically use them to, so you like choose maneuvers for your ships, and then you use the guides to like basically measure out where the ship is going to end up after you do that maneuver. And then you like look at your firing arcs and then see who you can shoot at, and then you roll dice to like shoot at them and then decide like, did they get hit or did they, dodge it or whatever. And then you do that over and over again until all the ships are gone. And just like more stuff than that, but the basics is that. And I sat there and I was like, well, no one's going to play with me. I'm just going to play by myself, this 2-player game. And I was just like moving the ships around on my floor with the guides and then rolling dice. And I must be really bad at rolling dice because it took a while. Like, we kept missing every single shot. I'd be like, okay, you're rolling 3 dice because the X-Wing gets to throw. Well, this is like all ship battles. But yeah, it's just like, roll 3 dice for the X-Wing attack. Roll them. It's like, okay, zero of them came up damage, so I guess there's no reason for me to roll the defense rolls for the TIE Fighter, because none of them are going to hit anyway. And yeah, I did that numerous times, and it was actually really fun. Like, you can't do any of the strategy stuff, which I assume is built into the rules, where you don't reveal like what your move is going to be. You like select your move on this little move wheel, and then you like place it face down next to your ship, and then once everyone has decided their moves for all their ships, then you like flip them over, and there's like an order in which you're supposed to move all the ships, and then where they end up, then you start the combat phase. And so playing by myself was like, there's no way for me to like trick myself into thinking, oh, I'm gonna swerve. You think I'm gonna swerve right, but I'm gonna go left. But other than that, like just moving the ships around and doing the maneuvers to try to like get into firing range and all these things, I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. Like, this is a neat idea for a physical tabletop game. The way this game makes money is like they give you 2 TIE Fighters and an X-Wing in the core set, and then you can buy like crazy amounts of other ships from Star Wars, and then just like assemble these giant squadrons, and then have these giant dog fights. Because the miniatures are cool.
Because, I mean, if you only have a 3x3 space, you can only use so many.
That's true. That's true. You can probably only do so. Well, the thing was, like, I didn't even measure out the 3x3 space. I was just like, do I really have to measure? Like, can't I just start the ships anywhere? And, there's no, like, fairness or whatever involved, because it's, like, me versus me, and I'm not going to be like, you cheated!
Could you imagine? It's like, I broke up with me today because I kept cheating in this game, so...
A little bit. Yeah, it seemed really fun. I saw a news article, actually, for a similar but other Star Wars game that this company makes. They just announced a Super Star Destroyer figurine.
Oh my.
It's like $200, and it's like... It's huge. Like, I guess it's like to scale with all the other minifigures, and
I'm assuming it takes up multiple spaces on your 2x3 grid.
It's probably, I don't know if it gets to move. Maybe it's just like the whole thing. But it was the big ship that crashed into the second Death Star. If you're, wondering. And that thing was like multiple Star Destroyer sizes.
But the real question is, can it actually destroy a star if it had to?
No, I don't think the Star Destroyers can destroy stars.
Which is very, very misleading, Empire. I paid taxes for a Star Destroyer. I didn't get a Star Destroyer. I want my money back. Calling you out.
Yeah, pretty fun. And then finally, the game that The Last of Us interrupted which had been working on, was it's a game called Republic, which also turned out to be a stealth game, indie stealth game.
Gross.
But the unique thing about Republic is that the camera, it's fixed camera points. So that in the fiction, you are you, I guess, and you're viewing all of this action from different security cameras inside of, I guess it's a cult or something. And you're trying to help this girl escape the cult, the compound, I guess is where cults live.
That's not. I don't think that's how that works, but yes.
And so you have like all these computer hacking abilities. You can hack open doors and like open storage compartments and stuff. And then you also control her movements. So that's what like the stealth gameplay part. And there's like guard patrols, and essentially like you can jump from different camera to sort of scout ahead. It's like, okay, you know, I see what's coming up ahead, and then you go back to the girl. Or the camera that can see where the girl is, and then you sort of maneuver through what you just scouted. I guess the game was episodic. The version you can buy on PS4 just has all 5 episodes, and you play through it. Which I did. I got through all of them and finished another game. I don't know what happened this month. Or I kind of know. Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty different. There was also a sort of fun thing in the game. You know how like in Metal Gear, you can hold up every single guard and get all of the dog tags in the game. Like each one has a dog tag. Mm-hmm. In this one, you can pickpocket all of the guards, and they're all carrying like floppy disks that have different. I think they're all indie games, like
where
indie
would you
games
use these
on
floppy
them.
disks? What?
They're
How?
just like
How's
they're
this
just like
happening, Tropical?
collectibles, I guess. Like those games would not fit on those types of floppy disks. But yeah, like I guess the creator of the game just likes these games and somehow put all of them, well, all of their titles and like key art on floppy disks in the game, and you can collect them all. Every time you get one, you can view it, and he'll say something about, oh, you know, why I like this game or whatever. It's just like, this is weird, but it's kind of neat. How did you do? Did you just go around and get permission from every single one? There's a lot of them. Just go around and get permission to put all these games in here.
Possible.
Yeah, I guess. Well, so you're bad at stealth games, but you might be able to play it because I think Republic was possibly a mobile game at some point.
I think it was.
Because the AI for the guards is not quite as advanced as, say, like Metal Gear. Metal Gear, you see their vision cone, and if you're outside of it, then you're fine. And so they seem sort of blind compared to real humans. And then on top, so like Republic is like that, but on top of that, they're also, I don't think they can hear you at all. If you're crouched, then you're just like 100% silent. So you can just like walk right up to them from behind, not in the front, obviously, and then like steal the games that they're carrying around for some reason.
I don't know, Tropical. I'm pretty bad at stealth games. Pretty bad.
Maybe.
Like, pretty bad.
The one thing I had trouble with this game was figuring out where to go sometimes, because as you're jumping from security camera to security camera, it's very easy to get turned around, and then you're just like, I don't know which camera I'm on now, and so I don't know how I got here. And so I can see where the girl is, but I don't know like how she's supposed to get here. And there's a map, but it's not 3D. so it's difficult to tell like what floor and all this stuff, and it's like, but yeah, you get used to it. You figure it out.
Do you though? Do you?
Well, yeah, eventually I did. I just like, there were times I was like, I just don't want to do this. Like, there's a lot of guards and they're annoying, but then I was just saying, no, I'm just gonna persevere through everything and finish this game. And one thing that was always on my mind is like, well, it was episodic, so each episode probably isn't that long. So we're almost there. Just keep going. We've been here for an hour. Only an hour to go, probably. And eventually, I got through.
Did you love it?
The ending was sort of like, I don't really understand what happened there, so that kind of soured it for me. But yeah, while I was playing it, I was like, oh, this is very compelling. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, like you get to make a choice at the end, and I was like, I don't know if did it matter like what choice I made, or did she just do what she wanted, and then like I didn't really understand what happened. So other than that, I was like, yeah, it was enough story to make me feel like, oh, I do want to get through. You get to episode 4, and it's just turns it on its head, and you're just like, what is going on? And then yeah, so I thought that was really cool. And then episode 5, I think episode 5 was shorter, because I think possibly it has branching endings, and so they needed enough memory to have all of them. So the actual gameplay part is like not truncated, but shrunken, maybe. Yeah, I think that's all I've been playing. Like, I played some Destiny 2 too. I mean, as well. But, not really made a ton of progress there.
Oh no.
I will try. I do want to try for a t-shirt this year. Was there one last year? There wasn't, right?
There was. Well, no.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, the blue one.
What did you have to do for that one?
The Age of
Was
Tron. It was the Age of Tron.
Was there a book?
Yeah. That was back when we had books, because there wasn't a book this time. I was like, there's no book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's been one every year since that
It
one
was.
time.
There's been no sparrow racing, right? In Destiny 2?
Nope, there hasn't been.
Disappointing.
Okay.
The most important thing.
Well, this year's t-shirt looks kind of cool. So, it's like gold and white, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So, it looks pretty neat. This is an aside. I went and bought an Overwatch jersey, like a sports fan.
Oh.
And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast, but I always thought like jerseys for esports are weird. Like, it's just like a regular t-shirt shape, and it's sort of a polyester.
Well, I mean, it's not like
thing.
that. Wear it to do an actual like sport, so they don't need like flexibility or
Well, that's the
wearing
thing.
it over their armor or something or whatever they call equipment for sports. That stuff.
I mean, there's like, well, I don't know if anyone has researched anything. Like, you know, you wouldn't think that there would be sports injuries in esports, but there actually are.
Doing what?
Like mouse clicking, I guess.
I mean,
Like there are pro StarCraft players that can't play StarCraft anymore because
oh my gosh, and
they've
people
like
wonder why they have such a
ended
bad
their hands.
view of gamers, stuff like this.
But yeah, just I always thought it was like very strange. Like, you know, even if we consider assume that there's no like required functionality for these jerseys, that means that they can look like anything and be made out of anything. And
Yes. In theory.
but they settled on this, and it always struck me as like, well, it probably was just like one guy, It was like, I like the way
Funny
these
guy.
things look. And then that became the uniform because everyone else was just like, whatever, let's do it.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'll give you that one, Tropical. But like, are they like similar to like the sponsored shirts that like the FGC people wear? 'Cause those ones are kind of cool.
Yeah, basically.
Because they just have like their sponsor on it and like a bunch of.
I mean, I think like
logos.
all esports clothing looks basically the same
Yeah, that is true.
as far as like the shape of it. You know, they have different stuff on them, but the shape and sort of material all seems to be the same.
They should have certain shirts that are like similar to characters in the game you're playing or something.
That would be cool.
Like kind of like cosplay, but at the same time like a regular shirt kind of jersey thing. That'd be interesting.
I just feel like, you know, they could do something to make them interesting, and right now they don't feel interesting to me. But I gotta say, like, after I've worn it, it is very comfortable. I still think, you know, there's endless possibilities and that could be explored, and I would like someone to explore them. But this one is very comfortable, and so that might be one. At least maybe that explains the material.
I mean, I guess they have to be comfortable for long periods of, since they're like sitting in them for long periods of time or whatever. So
What
if they were
clothing gets uncomfortable while you're
you'd be
like,
surprised,
in a day-
Tropical.
in
You'd
a
be
day that you're
surprised.
just sitting there?
Because like sometimes I'm at work and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still wearing this suit. I don't want it. I don't want it
Well,
anymore.
see, suits
Actually,
are
Tropical, that
different.
is funny thinking about it because like when I was watching Evo and like you have like the people that are like pro players versus like just like whoever in the pools, it's like they are just like shirts.
Yeah.
Stuff on them. It's like
Pro players are just like
tell.
it's
they're
a polyester T-shirt,
Yeah, it's
and
like
the other guy is wearing a cotton
yeah,
T-shirt.
it's like t-shirt with like logo or something. It's like you can't really tell the. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I think we haven't looked into it at all. As esports has never looked into, like, well, you know, is there a way we can enhance performance with different clothing? I have no idea what it is, but who knows? You know, maybe something
I mean,
unexpected.
The pattern on them do look like professional though. So those I do like the esports stuff. Because I always like look at the Echo Fox team and like they're orange and blue and like that looks pretty cool with like the silver.
I mean, yeah, like it's designed clearly.
Yeah,
but
designs are cool.
it's just like if I feel like they could.
I don't know about the performance enhancing capabilities of shirts though. That's yeah, good luck with that.
It's like, I think other jerseys are all designed like that, right? They have functionality in addition to being
Yeah. I think
stylish,
there's
I
a
suppose.
purpose to them for the athletes, so that way it's like kind of like how football players theirs have to go over their armor stuff and then
Keep calling it armor.
well, I don't know what it's called,
They're pads.
Tekken. I don't play football, but
They're pads.
armor.
They're pads, not armor.
And then basketball players need one to identify what team they're on, but at the same time not be like heavy and bulky. So
You know,
stuff like that.
well, you know, like the most obvious is like swimsuits. They designed them to be hydrodynamic.
Hydrodynamic, yeah.
And there was that year with like, who made it? Adidas or the Sharks? No, Speedo. Shark skin.
Oh no! Did Peter
Yeah.
protest?
Olympics were like, there was a big controversy. It was like, should this be allowed? Like, should you be allowed to wear better swimsuits than the?
I don't know. I kind of feel like if you
than
if
everyone
you were
else.
doing anything for like performance enhancing, it would be something with like your eyes and hands for like grip and like vision. It wouldn't really like you wouldn't really.
Yeah, but if you're like more hydrodynamic, you can swim faster or
I mean,
something.
if you're in
Talking about
esports
games.
RPG,
Oh, that's. Well, I mean,
Perhaps it could be a material that feels like you're wearing nothing.
I mean, if that's the case, then just don't wear anything.
Or, who knows? Like, maybe something that's much more supportive would actually improve people's performance. Like, I don't think we know at this point. I think they chose the current one because it was, like, easy, and they could make it look... Or making it look cool, like, came after that. They're just like, what's the jersey going to be? It's like, well, it's going to be a T-shirt.
Get a shirt.
Well, Tropical, you can be the first, and then you can be a billionaire, and then you can find Aimless Industries, and we could all quit our jobs. And it would be great.
Woo! That would be great. How does one study this?
I like my job.
I can meet esports athletes.
I mean, what exactly would you try to help them with? Improving their back posture or something? I mean, it's not really like...
Maybe, like...
That would be weird.
It's so new that we don't know these things.
Like, it just, like, automatically postured you to where you couldn't slouch. So you'd always be, like, sitting up. That might be uncomfortable, though.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. Why don't you just have like little micro needles on it so it injects you with caffeine every few minutes so that way you're always awake?
Esports should have like special padded pants.
Oh god.
It enhances your chair sitting experience.
I think Tropical might be onto something actually.
Maybe.
Oh gosh.
Because like the wrist thing, like there are a few like ergonomic things that have been designed to sort of minimize that. But yeah, like I think there are other things that can happen to you. Wow, so yeah, maybe esports is not, they won't be made for like performance enhancing purposes. They'll be made for like it'll be like protective gear. Yeah. It's like people sitting for 12 hours a day is not healthy.
Maybe we should patent this before somebody else does, because you know how people are with this podcast. Tomorrow they'll be like, well...
help them win.
It's like, look at that. It's like, well...
We will get to something like that in the news. It's going to be crazy.
It's like people are always listening, and then they're just like, let's talk about this thing that no one else is talking about. Lies! Lies! Heard it here first, folks. So just in case this is the poor man's copyright / patent, padded and or protective gear for esports. Padded pants. We're talking wrist guards. I mean, maybe some
padded in the butt.
Maybe some some coated visors, maybe, so that the light doesn't reflect on their eyes and cause them to go blind or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just work here.
Jerseys with lumbar support built in. Oh. Like, shin guards, but on your thighs. And they would be for, like, fighting game community, right? Because they put their arcade boards on their legs.
That's true. It prevents thigh burn.
Yeah. Put little fans in there.
Yeah, we really should like somehow patent this stuff before it does show up, because then I'm going to be pissed. I was like, what did I just say? What did I say? Just going to be so mad, man. So mad.
Esports stuff of the past only served one function, so that competitors wouldn't compete naked. But now...
I mean, do you think they would?
So we wouldn't have to spray paint our brands onto their skin.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Yay, fun. RBG, you played nothing?
I played nothing, but I watched a bunch of stuff, so enjoy that nonsense. Enjoy a lot. I did semi-watch Muv-Love, but I watched Code Realize because that was recommended to me by Hulu when I was looking up Muv-Love stuff. But I was like, this is fine. This is all fine. I'm just going to go down this rabbit hole and never return. But I think...
Is that what the one with the girl with the acid?
That's the one. That's the one. So it's about this princess chick, or I guess she's a princess. I don't know. They call her princess. Who knows? So she's all like She's all like sitting in the middle of a dark room by herself, not doing anything. It's weird. It's very weird. She was just kind of just sitting there. Then all the royal guards break in and they're like, hey, what you doing? We've been told to apprehend you. And then he's like, but it's just a girl. Nothing can possibly go wrong. And then the guy's like, no, don't touch her. And the guy's like, it's fine. And he touches her and then his hand like starts to melt and he's like, oh my gosh. So it's just like this whole thing then. So then she's like, you can't touch me. I have poison in my blood or something nonsensical like that. And then so they all like escort her out, and then next thing you know she gets kidnapped by Arsene Lupin, the gentleman thief, and they go on this whirlwind adventure where she meets 4 other suitors, one of which is Dracula and the other one's Helsing. It's just a weird anime. But then I guess the way that thing works is yeah, pretty much. And then it's like, and then after that, they're like doing these various things. But it's, I mean, considering the source material, it's actually surprisingly like action packed. So I was like, this is weird because I'm pretty sure this isn't how this is supposed to go. Because these type of games are pretty much just you going down a romantic path. But I think it's probably set up that way so that way it's like the anime has like the golden ending. By the way, I did research all of this while I was doing this because apparently I got that deep, man. I got that deep. So yeah, like the ending of the anime has her end up with Arsene, and also the poison not working in her blood anymore, so she can be all like, I could touch people again, just in time for them to get married. So apparently that's the golden ending in the actual game, because in the other endings, either she or the love interest dies. So I was like, well, that's not very pleasant at all. So, you know, enjoy, guys. And then after that, I started watching Love, and I was like, well, this can only get worse. So then Love is about like these aliens coming in and trying to take over Earth, and then they have to draft all these women in very fan servicey spacesuits, which I really question sometimes because it's like very fan servicey, and they drive like mechs, and then they're all doing stuff. Then her best friend dies, and all this other stuff happens, and then, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird because given what we've seen in the games, the animes are kind of different. Maybe they're intentionally different so that way they can draw on a different demographic, and they're just like, we don't want pervs watching our anime, so we just want to just have that in our games. So they're just like, no, it's fine. It's fine. So that happened. But yeah. I was basically just watching a bunch of anime. That was my life, man. Just a bunch of anime. So yeah, I played nothing. So thank you, anime. Thank you for stealing my life. That is.
What was that one where like the people in the future in space, like they eat by photosynthesis?
It's Sidonia.
Yeah. That doesn't even seem right. How do you eat by photosynthesis? People are plants in the future?
It was basically an excuse to have people floating around naked.
That sounds about right. Love. Like if you saw these mech suits, you'd understand. Like, as a matter of fact, it gets to the point where like it's so fan servicey that the suits actually tighten if you press a button on the back,
like
just to accentuate their figures more.
More so.
Like even more so, because like they put them like one of the girls is like, oh my gosh, it's so tight, and then one of the girls presses the button on the back and it like squeezes her even more. I was like, I don't understand how this would be practical. And she's like, you have such a boyish body, haha. And she's like, look at my body in this suit. And I was like, what is happening right now? What is happening? So it's weird. It's weird. But apparently the suits are designed to help them fight better. They're called enhancement suits, haha. And it's like, I question things sometimes. It's also weird that all the like fighting forces is just a bunch of girls conveniently because of the way these outfits work. So it's like, well, that's just wonderful, guys. That's just wonderful. Just an excuse to float around naked, basically.
On the plus side, I'm happy that our chosen genre name, like the game that it comes from, fits.
Oh, it does. Love, everybody. Get your love on.
Woot.
So yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess we are going to do RRR, rapid release responses for the month of August. A little bit late, but we haven't been doing the podcast regularly. It's hard.
So it's not our fault.
Yeah, I had to. I don't know if they do it around where you guys are, but like, there's a library program, I guess, where it's like, oh, if you read a certain number of books over the summer, then they give you, among other things, a lawn sign that says a library champion lives here. And it's a purple sign. My kid, she was like, she saw one at someone else's house, and she was like, I want a purple sign.
Oh, dear.
And just like, how do you do that? And I found out, it's like, oh, it's this library program, and you got to read books. And I thought that you had to read them, but I guess you don't. You just have to be present while they are read or something. And I was just like, well, I guess this is what we're doing.
But how do they
purple sign?
How do they verify that?
They don't.
Oh.
Like it's supposed to be, the parent is supposed to. Well, you gotta write down the titles of the books that you read.
I mean, I could just go to a library and do that. That's not really like like. There's a flaw in this plan, man. There's a flaw in this plan.
I went and actually did it. It was supposed to be done over 2 months. But I didn't know about it, or I didn't know that she didn't have to read them herself until like 10 days before the end. And then also, I wasn't good at keeping on top of I think it was like 12, we had to read 12 books a day in order to finish by the end of the 8 days. And I didn't do that. And so...
You just lied. You literally could have just lied. I don't understand.
Well, I didn't. I read 46 books over 2 days.
You could have just lied, Tropical. You could have just lied.
At first I was like thinking these are like novels, but I'm like, wait, these are kid books. This is like
they're like smaller books.
I could do that. Yeah.
It still took like many hours.
You could have just lied, Tropical. You could have just lied.
RPG.
Like, I don't understand. Like, all you had to do was just walk around the library, start writing out a bunch of titles, and be like, well, we're done. And then they'll be all like, all right, here's the purple sign. And then, your daughter would have been happy. You wouldn't have had to spend countless hours reading books you didn't care about, and you could have avoided all of this nonsense. But here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, maybe. It took a lot of time. But it was pretty cool. Yeah, they actually gave out like a lot of stuff prize-wise, so I may have felt bad if I had just like written down 60 titles like, yeah, I did it.
I mean,
oh, here's this,
I wouldn't
here's this, free food and all this. I was like, oh man, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we just came for the sign, but free pizza and all this. This is pretty good.
Look at that. You could even got free pizza out of it for lying. See, you could have just avoided all of this.
Did they have that? Like, when I was a kid, there was a, like, Pizza Hut did a thing where they gave you this button, like a holograph button, and then you would read books, and then every time you finished a book, you got a star sticker that you stuck on the button. And then when you got 5 of them, you went to Pizza Hut, and you got a free personal pizza.
I don't.
And that's where the Pac-Man machine was, and it was like, this is heaven.
Oh, you sound like a crazy person. This has never happened in my lifetime. So
you guys didn't have that? Man.
No,
that was great.
What's wrong with you?
It was so good.
They had other things. They had stuff like Winner Circle, where it's like based on if you like got good enough grades, they gave you like this circle of coupons that you can go to various places and get free stuff because you're smart, and it's just like LOLs.
Jeez.
LOLs.
That seems way harder than I was talking about.
You know how easy it is to get straight A's in this country? I mean, come on.
Have I ever gotten? I don't think so. Maybe I was a poor student.
Oh my goodness, Tropical. It's not even hard. I mean, then again, I am practically a genius, so that's probably why. But still, it's not the point. The point is, they had various things like that. My mom used to take us to the library fairly often, actually. And then we would, like, get books and, you know, get to read our favorite books and stuff, which is like a treat, which is weird because I don't know what kid would like reading, but here we are. So, you know, so it was a weird time, I guess. That's when kids had values and weren't worried about their self.
Things that are not fun anymore, yeah.
I mean, reading was fun, though. I enjoyed it. I just think nowadays, because we have all this technology and stuff, people don't even care anymore, and they're just like, what's a library? It's like, oh my gosh, throw the whole generation away. So, I don't know. But yeah. Wait, why are we talking about libraries again?
Oh yeah, that's why I was away.
Oh, right.
So anyway, yeah, that's why we haven't done RR, and we're gonna do it now.
You're welcome, fans.
Do we want to start from the beginning, August, or do we?
Of course we do.
From the future,
because we have to know what we're gonna possibly go by now that we've already missed it.
Cool. All right, starting
I
with
regret nothing.
a game called Road to Valhalla for PS4.
Wait, is that the one to the Canada one? Or is that the Death Road?
That's a different one.
I think I'm making up games.
Road to Valhalla, August 1st. Okay, let's get the ball rolling.
You know what that is?
Marble at the typo. Marble at beautiful yet.
Yeah, this seems like some sort of rolling a ball around. No thanks. That just doesn't sound very fun.
Wait, it says Marble or Marvel?
I think it should be Marvel, but it says Marble.
Maybe it's supposed to be like a pun. Oh my gosh, I don't like puns. So, okay. I definitely wouldn't get
They
this
wasted one of their 10 words. All right. Then... oh, I guess that didn't come out. It looks like this month a lot of games that people have been asking for were released on the Switch.
Oh.
They've been out on other things. Salt and Sanctuary, Ikimo, Splinters of the Dark, something, Shard, Iconoclasts, Not a Hero.
Not a Hero sounds like the name of a song.
The sequel to Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. And also 1979 Revolution Black Friday.
Is that on PS4 yet?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just on Switch right now.
Didn't you play that Cannoli one?
Yes, I played the first one. The second one's only on Switch.
What? Oh, wait,
Isn't possibly
talking about cannolis or something.
I saw something a while back where there's like a bunch of indie games coming to the Switch, but I can't remember like the specifics of it. So maybe this is it.
I think this is them. August 3rd, WarioWare Gold came out on 3DS.
Oh. Although I've never played a WarioWare game, though. Are they fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you never played one?
I have never played one, so I don't even know what they are.
It's very fun. It's very weird and zany.
You don't know what they are, you say?
What exactly are they, though?
The Frenetic WarioWare series is back.
Like
and for the first time...
Oh. I call shenanigans on this tropical. You knew that wasn't going to help. You knew it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is. Thanks a lot.
It's mini games strung together by like half a second long intermissions, and you have to play and each mini game only lasts about
a couple seconds.
4 seconds, 5 seconds. And so it's just sort of rapid fire mini games that appear that have there's no explanation for what you're supposed to do. And it's usually just like one thing you have to do. And you just keep playing them in rapid succession, and then that's it. That's basically WarioWare.
That sounds weird. Is there some type of story reason for all of this, or is it just like, I'm Wario, enjoy?
Yeah, well, I guess in the earlier ones, it's like he's trying to make a game, that's gonna sell and make a lot of money. And then
He
this
does
is
love
the
money.
game that they came up with. Yeah, I think this one is like a compilation of the previous WarioWare mini games. It's like 300 of them or something.
Oh my.
Lots. All right. Looking through this, it doesn't look like anything came out on PS4 or Switch, or like a ton of indies came out on Switch earlier in the month. So we're moving quickly into the current time. August 7th, yesterday, something called Slam Island came out on PS4.
Ooh. Is it about fighting?
Dunk your friends
Is it
to
a-
amaze a giant blue man in Slam.
Well, that just sounds weird.
It's a giant blue man.
I mean,
Manhattan.
oh my goodness. Doesn't he like destroy the world or something?
No, he leaves it.
Oh, I mean, same
I mean,
difference.
could. Oh wait, it's called Slam Land. Did I say
Oh.
Slam Island?
You did. I was confused.
It's Slam Land.
I thought it was an island where people were slamming each other. That changes everything. It changes nothing.
So yes.
I would probably not get this game because I don't like impressing giant blue men.
Hmm.
They're usually jerks.
This one is called Word Search by Paugi for
That doesn't even sound fun.
PS4, Vita, and Switch.
Doesn't even sound fun.
Oh. Do you even want to know what it is?
No,
All
we
right.
don't.
Electronauts came out August 7th.
What is that?
PS4, Mac, and PC. Immerse yourself in an interactive Sonic environment where you build. Amazing!
Sonic like in sound? Are you building sound? What?
I don't think you would be building sound. You can't build a non-tangible thing.
Well, there is
Makes sense.
a Tron-looking guy sitting in front of Tron-looking drum set, or possibly turntables.
Oh, so it's like a rhythm game, maybe?
Maybe.
Didn't know.
All right. This one is Overcooked 2. PS4, PC, and Switch.
Maybe, because that one's actually fun. And I actually
love
already know what Overcooked is, so that helps as well.
Second?
I saw gameplay, but I'm not interested in it.
It's
What? It's like you don't like happiness.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't care about food, so why would I care about this game?
Oh my gosh, food is delicious.
That's true.
The best thing ever.
And then there was Dead Cells for PS4
F it.
and Switch.
And the B?
Yep.
What is Dead Cells?
Or like,
Oh, then yeah, F it.
All right.
even if it is Metroidvania, it's roguelike. I don't care.
Oh, I don't like Metroidvania games either, so that's just a double F it.
This is
Man, I just thought of like me and RPG doing like a Siskel and Ebert review style. F it, double F it.
That would be great. All right, so on August 7th, Tetra's Escape for PS4 and PS Vita and PC.
Who is this Tetra lady and what does she do?
Tetra's Escape is a platforming puzzle game all about blocks.
Oh, that sounds fun. Did anybody from Tetris sue? Because
Here to
That-
be the case.
that sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen, kids. Just throwing that out there.
This is Defenders of Ekron Definitive Edition, PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
I don't think I heard about
Definitive
the
edition.
Definitive edition.
I just wanted to say, I was like, did I miss the
That's
first version?
Defenders of Ekron mixes shoot 'em up action and the exploration
What? The biscuits? Nah, I don't like shoot 'em ups either.
Can't tell what's on the cover of this box.
Oh dear. That can't be a good sign.
No. Then Flipping Death for PS4 and Switch and PC.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting.
Welcome to Flatwood Peaks, a small whimsical town with a problem.
Ooh, what's the problem?
Whimsy, you say?
I like whimsy. Wait, what does it say for the genre, though?
The genre says adventure and puzzle.
I actually might be interested in this.
I wonder if this is a sequel.
A sequel to what?
It's by Zoink Games.
On Flipping Death? I mean, I don't remember there ever being another version of this.
Well.
Though.
What is this one? This is called The Dreamlands. Aisling's Quest? Aisling? Aisling? Aisling. It's for PS4, Vita, and PC.
Oh.
Did you just say Aislings?
Aisling, maybe? Aisling? Aisling? Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
What's this about?
Jeez. Help Aisling free the Dreamlands from the Warner.
That just sounds
The Dreamlands.
it's like a Kirby ripoff or something.
I mean...
But probably not as good because it's not Kirby.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because I love Kirby, so I would just be like, oh my gosh, this is the worst. So that would be bad.
It's very confusing to look at.
Is it a giant Kirby wannabe on there?
No.
Well, that's just disappointing on 20 different levels.
Oh my. Poop Slinger for PS4.
No. No.
No.
All right.
No.
H1Z1 Battle Royale for PS4.
No.
I don't do free to play. No thanks.
Then we got We Happy
Played Fortnite
Few.
once.
Uncle Jack Live VR on August 8th.
Wait. This
don't.
isn't We Happy Few the standalone game?
I guess not. Yeah, this
I
is
didn't
something
know there
else.
was a VR game for it, but I don't know that whole stuff.
Yeah,
with
that's what I-
joining
but I don't
would be
have-
weird in VR. I don't know.
It'd be kind of creepy because they'd be all like, "Hi, your joy isn't working. Take some joy." And it's like, I don't want to. They're gonna shove it down your throat, and they're gonna be all in first person. They're gonna be all like, "Oh my gosh, I don't like this. I don't like this," and they're like, "Too bad, too bad. Take your joy. Take your joy."
Yikes.
I'm assuming that's how.
Then there's a bunch of stuff coming to Switch that's already out. Minute. Monster Hunter World came out on PC.
Oh yeah.
Megaton Rainfall on Switch. Okami HD on Switch.
Ooh.
Mini Metro on Switch. And then Madden NFL 19, PS4, PC, Xbox One. PC for the first time in so long, August 10th. And then We Happy Few, PS4 and PC, and
Oh, so
Xbox One.
maybe
So
the
this is
VR
the
experience
actual-
is kind of like a what's your appetite type of deal or something.
Maybe. Well, according to this, it's out now. I guess we'll try it out and see what happens.
Mm.
Yeah, We Happy Few. Yeah?
I mean, I'm semi interested in it, but the only problem is I've only ever seen that teaser that they showed all those years ago, so I don't know what kind of game it is. So I don't know if I'll actually be interested in it or not.
Yeah, isn't the developer by that? Didn't they get acquired by Microsoft?
Yeah, so
Yes,
this
I
is
feel
like
at
their last
first-
game.
At first, I was like kind of interested in this game, but then it's like I can't conspire with the enemy, so not happening.
I mean,
Well, I have another reason why you probably won't want it, at least on launch.
Uh-oh.
In the news later.
Uh-oh.
August 14th, something called Phantom Doctrine for PS4 and PC and Xbox One.
Phantom.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. What is it about?
Set in 1983 during the Cold War, Phantom Doctrine is an alternate.
Is this the XCOM?
Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah, this is like a Cold War spies, but like an XCOM style. It's interesting looking.
Ooh. Wait.
Cool.
When is this coming out?
August 14th.
I was just about to say, it's just like. Is it like a digital only game though?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Because I have not heard of this game.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I saw a trailer a while ago. It looked pretty cool.
Oh.
Well, World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth comes out that day. Also, 2064 Read-Only Memories comes to Switch. Cosmic Star Heron comes to Switch. Ooh, and then The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
The Telltale, the final season.
On PC and PS4, so yeah. Patiently waiting.
Oh my.
Please don't die, Clementine. Please don't give us a sad ending.
Clementine's gonna die!
Death's Gambit for PS4 and PC.
Look
at that. Right after The Walking Dead. It's foreshadowing, guys.
Death's Gambit is a challenging action RPG where you explore an alien.
I mean, that sounds inappropriate, but...
Wow, chica, wow, wow.
Oh my goodness, what is this called? Death's Gambit? It's an action RPG, and you get to explore an alien inappropriately? Oh, yes. Yes. But also, that's kind of creepy. I might get it, though. Death's Gambit. Let me make sure.
Then we got Terra Tech for PS4.
I don't know what that is.
Terra Tech is an open-world sandbox adventure game where you design.
RPG.
All right.
You design? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Pass.
This is State of Mind, August 15th for PS4, Switch, and PC.
I feel like I've heard of this, so I probably don't want it. Because that's why I would already been like, oh yeah, let me get that.
Game in like your patience or something.
It doesn't say. It might be. It looks like it's first person.
Ugh, I'm not a big fan of first person games.
I think it's VR.
Huh. Well, State of Mind is a futuristic thriller game delving into transhumanism.
Oh.
That sounds interesting.
That sounds like Detroit.
Or Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Or basically everything that's been re-releasing over the past few years.
The next one is August 16th, Hero Defense for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Sounds like a tower defense game, so no.
Or a MOBA. Also no.
Or, I mean, the MOBA thing I might be okay with, but the whole tower defense thing, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I can't really... Oh, it does mention tower defense.
Pass.
So, no.
All right.
Hard pass.
Let's see here.
Wait, what was the XCOM one called?
Phantom Doctrine? Phantom
Doctrine, because I need to make sure I check that too, just in case.
Then we got August 21st, Guacamelee 2, PS4, PC.
I'll get it eventually, but not at launch.
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Shenmue 1 and 2 for PS4 and PC. And Xbox One.
I've actually never played any of these games, so I don't even know if it's good or if people just are kind of clinging to something that hasn't aged well kind of scenario going on right now, so
apparently, like, it's really awkward to play, and sort of the awkwardness is the charm. I don't know.
Why would I want that?
I guess we'll see. August 21st still. This game is called Brawl Out. It's coming to PS4 and... Oh, on PS4. I guess it's already out on Switch and PC.
Brawl out with your fist out.
Brawl Out is a fighting game that features lightning-fast action.
I am terrible at fighting games, so probably not.
Have you, like, wow, I've read a whole bunch of complete sentences. Maybe releases.com knows that we're using them.
They're like, I'll show them.
Your segment's not going to be a hoot anymore.
It's like, well, we'll just shorten it. That's all.
No.
The joke will be on you. We'll do
All right.
5 words.
This is All-Star Fruit Racing for PS4 and Switch. Already out on PC.
I don't even know what to make of that.
No.
How exactly does that...
I will take that as a huh? All-Star Fruit Racing propels players into vibrant worlds filled with
Fruit.
fruits, I'm assuming? Because, I mean, fruit racing. Watch it be like a toy box thing or some nonsense. I'm just like, this is all just, I just don't know about developing anymore. But yeah, no, I'm not playing a game about fruit racing. That's just weird.
Okay, then we got Pizza Titan Ultra for PS4.
What is going on with these food games? What's going on?
What was that?
I do like pizza though. This is a
Second?
mech game.
We all know you
Sounds
like
like a-
pizza.
It does have a mech on the cover. Yes.
Is the mech made out of pizza?
Is there a gray topping?
I mean, there's not a great topping.
I guess
but
ham sometimes looks gray to me.
you should probably not eat that. I don't think that's a good idea. Just saying. Just saying.
All right, Pizza Titan Ultra is a fast-paced third-person action platformer.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say mech something, but it didn't.
Well, there's a mech on the cover, so I'm assuming there's going to be mech in some way, shape, or
Isn't it? So pass.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, in all fairness, that's probably right.
I mean, it's no, it's on the Ender, so it's like, you know,
Nothing's ever going to be the Zone of the Enders, Tekken.
never know. Believe.
I don't.
This is Spectrum for PS4. Already out. Oh, nope, I guess not out on anything. Spectrum for PS4.
Okay. What's Spectrum do?
Spectrum is a platform game with a minimalistic aesthetic set.
No thanks.
No.
Cool.
Just no.
Uh,
Also, no.
August 23rd is a game called Space Lords for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
So like Destiny. Oh,
Ha!
get it? Because they're not guardians, but they're not guardians because they call themselves Space Lords instead.
So you can't get sued. Fair enough.
This is funny. So, 10 words. So I guess they don't know we're using it. From August 23rd, Raiders of the Broken Planet is reborn.
Wait, what?
That's 10 words.
That's the description.
That's the description.
Well, that was just stupid.
Although if you're looking at it, it makes sense. Basically, this is Raiders of the Broken Planet, and it's getting a name change.
Well, I don't even know what that is, so that
I don't know what
doesn't
that
really
is
help me at all.
either. Although I do know it was made by Mercury Stream. They made that Castlevania game, Lord of Shadows, was it?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right then. Next is Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr for PS4,
That seems like
I guess it's been out on PC for a while.
See, there's like this one Warhammer game that's like Left 4 Dead, and I don't think it's this one, so whatever.
It
There's
is
so many
not.
at this point, I just don't care. And I haven't played any of them.
I don't even know what Warhammer is, so...
I appreciate you would say that.
Alright then. August 24th, Little Dragons Cafe for PS4 and Switch.
Oh wait, it's coming out on PS4 and Switch? I thought that was only coming out on not those consoles. Actually, that might be good then. I might actually pick it up. Because who doesn't want to run a cafe with dragons while also farming and dating and living the Harvest Moon life or something, or rather...
Me.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you just don't like to be happy then.
Are you an actual dragon, or do you just have a farm?
No, you're not an actual dragon. How would you be an actual dragon? What's wrong with you?
Because it has dragon in the name, so that means it's a dragon
because
game.
there's a dragon at the cafe because you hatch him and everything, but I mean, that has nothing to do with you being a dragon.
I mean...
It doesn't even make sense.
It could be.
How would a dragon run a cafe?
If dragons
How-
ran a cafe. If it was
They
a
don't,
dragon
they don't,
world,
they don't know how to count. They can't handle money.
that's why it's called Dragon Cafe.
He's a dragon.
Because dragons are there.
No. No, that works. What's wrong with you?
Like, you know, when you go to the gun shop and they have guns, because that's where the guns are.
I mean,
So they sell dragons.
I was just about to say, you're saying they sell dragons?
No,
But for what purpose?
I mean,
what
I'm sure there's an
purpose?
analogy where that works. I'm not gonna bother thinking of it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, second. I am so disappointed in you. More so than I usually am.
We got some sports stuff, so we're just gonna quickly go over those. F1 2018 for
Why are we
PS4 and
wasting time
Xbox
on
One,
sports games,
and
Michael?
Pro Evolution Soccer
Because
2019 on
People
August
know
28th.
how we feel about this. F these
Well,
games.
talk about- you like sports games? I mean, it's like a...
Tippy's
He's
asking us.
weird.
This is a double
Yeah, I
effort
know,
across the board.
but... I mean, yeah, but still. I mean, let Tropical have his fun.
This is fun. All right, so then that brings us to August 28th with the release of Donut County for PS4
Tropical,
and
you just
PC.
said like sports games, and you named one. It was a racing
No, I
game.
named two. F1 2018 and Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
it.
mean,
It
that's
2019.
So
That's not really a lot of sports games at all.
yes, also that.
Well, we also sort of glazed over
I was
Madden.
about to say, I was expecting Madden there somewhere, and you didn't even say it. So
Yeah,
I didn't even make
that was earlier. That was the
sound.
11th or something. Yeah. So Donut County.
That's the one from E3
I-
the trailer, but it's not.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't?
I don't know what that is.
It's
Is it about
you have
donuts?
a hole in the ground and you suck stuff out of it or something. I can't remember.
What?
It's something like that.
Are you sure this is the same game?
There's something where like
That's
you do something to the ground and like stuff goes through it or something. So it's like a donut. That's what donut holes do. Or that's not what they do, but like make it like a donut.
You're a hole.
That.
You're a
I
hole?
don't know if you're a hole.
What is
but,
happening?
Like, you put holes in the ground and stuff happens.
I don't know what's happening right now. What is this game about, Tropical? I don't think he's right.
All right. Donut County is a story-based physics puzzle game where you
Put holes in the
Put
ground.
holes in the ground. Huh, I guess he was right.
Ha.
Gross. Although it's weird that they would have a story based around that. It's like, is it a good story? Is that possible?
it's like there's a raccoon that's the villain.
That only raises so many more questions. It didn't answer any of them. It just raised more.
Arr. All right. Strange Brigade also comes out that day for PS4 and PC and Xbox One.
Why does that sound familiar?
Strange Brigade.
I feel like I've heard it before.
Set during the 1930s, Strange Brigade takes place in the
1930s.
It's like, I mean, yes. But I don't understand. I don't understand. What is the genre on that?
I believe it is a shooter, but it says action adventure.
Kind of curious about this now. But if it is actually a shooter, then I'm no longer curious. So therein lies the problem.
I actually don't remember.
Oh my goodness, Tropical, you had one job.
August 28th, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate for Switch.
Yes!
After Monster Hunter World, I can never go back to the inferior garbage tier Monster Hunter games. Sorry.
It's not really in here so much as it's just like, it's actually, if anything, it's more core than Monster Hunter World is.
Like lower quality of life, but if you can do it,
you're greatly rewarded. And then you also have more monsters and more weapons and more, grinding until you die. And then realizing that your life is very unfulfilling as you go back to the village. You're like, I could be doing so much more with my life instead of hunting monsters and wearing their skin. And then the monsters are like, but we enjoy this. And you're like, well, I'm going to destroy your ecosystem. Because it causes this whole thing. It's going to get weird. I'm assuming that's how Monster Hunter works anyway. Welcome to the Monster Hunter.
Do you get a Palico?
You get felines, I think is what they're called in the actual series. But you get to have more than one.
Do you get a handler?
You don't, because why would you want a handler?
what's
It's
a
my
handler?
follow-up to that. It's one of those annoying things that eats mushrooms in the middle of a Diablos fight or whatever and almost gets
I mean,
itself
I know handler, but I don't know what a handler is.
They don't
The one that
exist.
carries around the notebook with all your quests in it, so you can know where to go and what.
You have your own notebook.
Wait, her profession is also handler?
I mean, yes, that's how that works in this series. Well, in Monster Hunter World, anyway. That's why the captain's called Captain, because he's the captain of the squad. But his name is also Captain. Listen, people were lazy during monster hunting times. They were like, man, I don't have time to be naming my kid something cool. Let's just name him something what I want him to be when he grows up. So it's like, you get to be ship captain. It's like, that's a weird name, but all right. So yeah, that's Monster Hunter for you. Welcome.
Cool.
World of Monster Hunter.
Oh man, that'd be weird if like that's how the world worked. Is like your name was your job.
Says
What do you
here
mean,
your name
poop scooper?
is
What?
Steve. You're not qualified for this job.
Oh no.
All right. The next one is Firewall 0 Hour for PSVR.
Should I get the little cafe limited edition? They have cards. I like cards.
Is this game similar to Operation Bravo or whatever the F that was that came out earlier?
Yes, but it's like multiplayer, I think.
Oh,
wait.
Is this the one that they showed at E3 that one time?
Yeah.
That one time.
Ew, that's... Yeah, I might check it out later, but not at launch.
Oh wait, Dragon's
I
Quest
mean,
come.
PvP, I'm kind of over it, so maybe not, actually. If it's like $5 flash sale, sure.
How are you over PvP? It's like super fun.
Yeah,
Sad.
This is Blade Strangers for PS4, Switch, and PC.
Blade
Was this
Strangers?
people who just like met a sword for the first time? Like, what kind of weird name is that?
I don't know.
Like, do you want to
It's
date
made
a
by
sword?
Japanese people, so
Well, guess what? This is the game for you. In Blade Stranger, you meet various blades that you can take on dates. I mean, Japan, get it together. Get it together. Actually, is that an actual thing? I feel like that's an actual thing. I would have had to have heard that somewhere for me to be talking about it.
Blade Strangers? Or
No, I meant the
Japan being a
dating
thing?
blade thing. Well, no, I know Japan is a thing. It's a country. What kind of, I mean, no, that's a thing.
What isn't like Xenoblade Chronicles
I don't think so. I
about
mean,
human blades?
it is about to that degree, but I've heard something about dating blades somewhere. There's no way I made that up
Dating
because I'm
blades?
not that weird.
So it's like the pigeon dating game, but with
It's not like
swords?
that, but with swords. I can almost guarantee I've heard that somewhere. I am not insane. Everyone shut up.
Well, it could be a thing. So,
I guarantee it
Probably
is.
pretty easy to search.
I mean, it would be. I'm going to. Right after I finish
Sword
pre-ordering
dating
Little Dragon
sim.
Cafe. Let's see.
All right, well, I'm going to assume that we don't know what this is. From veteran Japanese developer studio Saizensen comes Blade Strangers. Is that 5? Nope. A hardcore.
well, it's hardcore.
Well, that's good to know. Ha! I was right. It's called Boyfriend Dungeon. I'm not going crazy.
Boyfriend dungeon.
Apparently, you pick up weapons and you can date them to raise your affinity with them, and then they turn into people. Okay,
Oh,
see,
yeah. I remember that one.
Just don't know sometimes.
I guess this is a fighting game. Blade Strangers is a fighting game.
But you can't date your weapons, so it's not worth the trouble.
Nope. Then we got Yakuza Kiwami 2 for PS4.
I'm sure.
It's
Would it make its
extreme.
way to the greatest hit sign up like the other Yakuza Kiwami game?
Probably.
I'll be happy to
Like all
spend
of
that
them.
$20.
And then finally, Fire Pro Wrestling World for PS4.
I know who's getting this game, not me, but Buff is.
People are apparently really excited about this game
Mm-hmm.
in certain circles.
I mean, I guess when you have nothing else to be happy about. Oh.
So I should get this game too. The world has been rough.
Oh my. Guys, convince me not to pre-order Little Dragon's Cafe, please. I need to not buy it. Dragon's Quest comes out the week after that. It's bad. I can't have so many games.
Yeah, this is like the start of the avalanche at the end
Yeah.
of this month. Or
I'm a little
middle of
concerned.
This month.
Especially since Valkyria Chronicles comes out next month, too.
I know.
We had like 2 weeks that were kind of like there wasn't anything. There was a lot of games released, but they weren't like big games. But then, yeah, it starts soon after that. But this next one is not a big game, probably. Penguin Wars, August 30th for PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Penguin Wars, plural.
Oh no, they've had multiple wars?
And how do
I
you
mean, what
guess.
could penguins possibly have to war about?
Food.
I
General
mean,
grumpiness about the cold.
they're insulated though. I mean, I think I don't know. I guess I don't know much about penguins. I mean, who really does know a lot about penguins? Does anybody? Is that a thing? Is there an actual profession for that? I feel like there's a profession for that. I can't be making that up either. I feel like all of these things that I speak of are things, and that I'm not
Sure.
insane.
Penguin Wars. The classic rule of using 10 balls to throw at.
What?
What? That doesn't even.
Even
What?
when I was okay, pass. I thought this sounds like a bowling game. I was like, oh, it's Penguin Wars. Actually, they're just penguin pins. Ho ho. Should not come
It's
down.
like I don't. It's a very misleading name.
Looking at it says it's an action game.
What is happening right now? What's going on?
The screenshots make no sense to
You
me.
couldn't have one RR
So,
or one terrible description with like
Cool.
dropping the ball completely on your game.
I'm just so
Cool.
confused.
Just tell us about the penguins. That's all you had to do, man. That's all you had to do.
They did not do that though. They did not do that at all. They were like, "Hey, look at this ball." It's like I don't understand. This has what to do with anything. They're like,
Switching gears from penguins to balls. Ho ho.
I know. I'm like, I don't understand.
'Cause I know that's what you're all here for. Ho ho. Oh, we're
You're all here
penguins?
for the
Oh,
balls.
penguins? Well, sorry. Not in the back of the box. Ho ho.
Like you thought there were gonna be wars, but is in fact there's balls. Enjoy our mislead. I was like, I don't don't understand what's happening right now. I don't understand.
Well, this is a PC game. 2 Point Hospital comes out on August 30th.
Is this like
hospital?
Is this like something where you build a hospital and then hope your patients approve so you can get more funding, and then you prevent them from dying more often or something?
Design stunning hospitals, cure peculiar illnesses, and manage troublesome staff.
I'm a genius. But also, this sounds horrible.
It's basically a theme hospital.
Oh, theme hospital, yeah. That game was
That's what it is.
I remember
It
that
is.
game.
Tropical played it all the time. He loves it.
August 31st. That sounded weird. August 31st. Wait, is there an August 31st?
No. Wait, yeah.
No.
'cause there's
Yes,
31st
yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you to question the calendar, Tropical?
I just was about to say, like, what are you, some kind of time lord now? What's going on? Who do you think you are?
Day does not belong. Shadows Awakening for PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
I knew Shadow is sleeping.
Awakening.
I don't know where. I have no idea.
Shadows Awakening is a unique isometric single-player RPG with
Oh.
It has promise, but need to know more.
looks pretty.
Does it look pretty? Does it?
Also, kind of bad timing, because it's like the week before Spider-Man Destiny Forsaken. Sorry.
Spider-Man's coming out next month too. Oh, crap balls.
No,
Never mind. I
it's
just
super
won't
good.
buy anything. I'll just buy all of the games. It's fine. Buy all of the games.
Then we got Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, PS4, Xbox One, PC.
I just
I
bought
wanted
like the collection of all those games. I still haven't played any of them, so I'll just wait for that one too to be on sale.
I think this one's actually like an online one.
Is it?
Online.
Like, it's like a multiplayer one.
What?
Oh,
Like
I want to be a
So
ninja
it's
squad.
like a Destiny?
team battles,
Four ninjas?
3v3 team battles.
Oh, that.
Oh, I got excited for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, you could be on a ninja squad.
Oh, and someone. Oh my gosh, someone should do that, like a ninja games of service game, where you're a ninja, like doing stuff.
There's a mech game coming out where you do get to like unite and just control a leg or an
Oh
arm.
my gosh, I'm just, like, all I'm thinking
Did someone
about,
steal our idea?
all I'm thinking about right now is like, why isn't there like a Japanese developer that like made a game like Anthem but ninjas? It's like you're not a mech suit, you're a ninja that goes out and does cool stuff like a ninja.
I feel like it
That
might
game
have-
exists, not by Japanese people though. It's called Warframe.
I thought you were like a mech thing in that, or did they change it so much
Yeah.
that that's what it is?
You're like a mech ninja.
Oh, a mech ninja.
It's really cool. Well, except it's like human sized, so you're like
So you're
Gray
a
Fox.
cyborg ninja is
Yeah,
what
you're like a
going-
cyborg ninja.
That's not the same thing. they have a name for those already.
Okay, this is a Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition.
I'll get it
I was
eventually.
actually semi-interested in this, but the timing is horrible
Yes,
for it, so I was like,
That game requires a lot of time, and there's a lot of games
Yes.
coming out that I'd rather play. So, no.
Alright, so that was the last one with a set release date. These few are August, but maybe not. Who knows? One example is Dark Souls Remastered for Switch is not out yet. It's supposed to be August.
that's not until. I don't think that's coming out until next year now, though.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Whoops! This one is called Juicy Realm for PS4 and Switch and PC.
This is definitely
Juicy
a
Realm.
love game.
As one of the first explorers of the newly discovered plant.
What?
Oh
Okay, I
dear.
thought this was about to be like food or like love, but it's about plants, and I mean you can eat plants, but I don't think it's about plants you eat. So that was weird.
Does not appear to be a Muv-Love. It's listed action adventure indie RPG.
This just sounds. What is happening? What is happening with life now?
So many things. Then there's a game called Detective Gallo for PS4, PC, and Switch.
I might be interested in this. Read the description.
Detective Gallo is a point-and-click comic noir adventure.
No!
That's
And then they ruined it. They had one job.
sad. Then we got Warface for PS4.
What?
Can't believe that's a real name.
I was about to say,
Warface.
that's a terrible name.
Hit the front line in Warface, a free-to-play first-person shooter.
Yeah, die on the fire. I mean, no, thank you.
I didn't know this was coming out. This is a Project Rap Rabbit. Rap Rabbit.
Oh, I didn't know this was coming out either.
Or PS4 and PC.
There's something about rapping rabbits?
Yep.
Project Rap Rabbit.
So the rabbits rap?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Parappa, but a
Rabbit.
rabbit.
But
Parappa
with-
rabbit. Or rabbit rapper.
Yeah, Parappa Rabbit.
does he interact with vegetable people as well? And various other creatures?
Possibly.
Hmm. Doesn't look like a vegetable.
Well, then,
Doesn't
Maybe.
mean it's not in there.
Say maybe.
oh,
And then Redeemer Enhanced Edition for PS4.
I don't
These-
even know
these-
what the
these
first one
editions of
was.
things that we didn't know the first
I
one
know.
of. It's like,
Redeemer
what are you enhancing?
Redeemer Enhanced Edition is an intense modern take on the brawler.
You say
Hmm.
so.
That does not sound fun for me. So
Like, after playing
no.
Batman Arkham, I think that is a much better, intense take on the brawler. Sorry.
Well, this is probably... it's not out on PC. So, wait. All the versions are confirmed for August, and it doesn't have a previous version. So is this... maybe it was a mobile game before. I don't know. Yeah, I can't tell what it's... and like, where's Redeemer Regular Edition? I don't know. Oh, I guess that's it. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut is going to Switch. But yeah, that's it for the month of August. Feels like there was something missing. I just can't think of what. Anyways, okay, cool. That's the month of August for RRR. If you need to find out more about those games, do what RPG is doing and like look them up yourself. Because this was just for fun. On to the news.
Oh dear.
There was like 2 serious type game journalism stories this period since the last podcast. One of them was like was actual reporting. So it was about how Riot Games is apparently like working at a fraternity. There is a long article on Kotaku about that. Problems working in the industry type story. Pretty interesting. And then the other one was IGN's, I think, Nintendo editor was apparently accused and fired for plagiarizing his review of Dead Cells, which was insane. It was taken from
YouTube.
a small YouTube channel called Boomstock Gaming. And the guy who had written the original review posted a video. Was like, so IGN stole my review. What do I do about it? And it was just like examples of how there was sort of very similar wording and like sentence structure and stuff between his review of Dead Cells and the IGN released review. And like soon after that was posted and people started talking about it, IGN took down the review and the last I heard was, yeah, that guy got fired.
Oh.
So, I guess it really was copied from a small YouTube video. Insane. So maybe someone is listening to the podcast
Oh no.
and getting ideas for shows from us.
We're not insane. I mean, we are, but not about that.
It's crazy.
Someone out there is taking aimless secrets, aimless content as their own. I want to stand for it. I want an investigation across every major gaming media outlet now.
I support this. I support all of this.
This is a serious, like, gaming business related story. Epic Games has decided to release Fortnite on Android by themselves and not through Google's Google Play Store. Which basically means that they don't want to pay the 30% to Google for essentially... It kind of feels like they don't really do anything. They're just like, oh, well, we made a store, and it's like the easiest way to get stuff onto people's phones.
Seems legit.
I mean,
And, you know, get exposure and all that. But it's like Fortnite. It's like, everyone's heard of Fortnite now, and there really isn't a reason, I guess. Or Epic sees no reason to release it through Google Play. And they're just gonna do it themselves. They say they want...
is that like the
Yep.
equivalent of like if they didn't release it at GameStop and they're like it's digital only or something?
It's more like releasing on PC, but not releasing on Steam.
Eh.
So it's actually not that hard to get stuff like sideloaded onto Android phones. You just like have to turn off this one feature where it says, oh, you know, you can only install from trusted sources, which is Google Play Store. If you turn it off, then you can install from anywhere.
Oh.
Like, potentially it exposes you to like security risks, but then if you don't install anything else from anywhere else, then you should theoretically be safe. Yeah, so Epic is gonna have to like explain to people how to get Fortnite, which shouldn't be very difficult. Just like one or two extra steps, and then then they'll save themselves a bunch of money that they would have paid to Google.
I mean, when you're making a ton of money, 30%'s a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And they are making a ton of money.
It's like
What was
30%
the
of a
thing they
billion is
did?
300 million, just saying. That's a lot of money.
Oh, they like changed the percentage of royalties for Unreal Engine. So originally it was like you had to pay a certain amount. What was that? No. Oh, it was the Unreal Engine. Like, there's a marketplace that you can buy assets for Unreal Engine for your game, and because they're making so much money from Fortnite, they were able to give like content creators on that marketplace more money, like a larger percentage than they were previously getting, and they like did it retroactively too. So I think it's like since the marketplace opened, they're gonna like back pay a higher percentage revenue share than they were doing before, because Fortnite is ridiculous. And they just, I guess, have money to throw around now. It's crazy. So I kind of mentioned this earlier. The Walking Dead, they have released a story builder that you can access on the website. So in case you didn't play the other games, you can just go through a story builder thing and make all of your choices from the previous 3 seasons to import into the final season when it comes out on the 10th. Not the 10th. On whatever day it comes out. The 14th?
Yep, 14th.
Can't remember. 14th. And then, so I didn't realize this, but the final season is not releasing on all the platforms that you've been able to play The Walking Dead on up to this point. Android and iOS have had The Walking Dead all the way up to New Frontier, but they're not releasing the final season on iOS and Android because by like cutting the mobile platforms, they can do more fancy like graphics stuff.
Oh, that is so wrong. It's funny too because
So, like,
they have a new engine for this like final season.
Well, sort of. It's the same engine, but it's like enhanced in some
They were
ways.
using Unity.
This is the last one before they switched to Unity, apparently.
Okay.
And so, like, if you watch that first trailer that they showed where they're on the bridge, like, the water is apparently beyond what Android and iOS can do. So by showing that, it's like, oh yeah, this isn't going to be on mobile. But they're being nice about it, because, or unless you don't have a console, because you can import your Android and iOS saves over to by
Telltale
uploading
file.
them to Telltale, yeah. And apparently you can do that from PS3 to PS4, I guess, as well.
Who's still
Or
playing on a
from
PS3?
Xbox 360 to
Garbage
Xbox
neighbor.
One.
Why are you
Yeah.
garbage?
So yeah, you should be able to get your decisions onto the final season somehow.
Oh, Tropical. Now I'm just like in my brain. I'm just like all of the Fortnite players. I would just think of as like Tropical's neighbor. That's all they play. That's all they're ever gonna play all year long.
Pretty much.
And they don't know. They don't know. They don't deserve to know. A bunch of Mondays.
I do have like bigger gamer neighbors as well. I just haven't, I don't know much about that aspect of them yet.
Those are what you should be talking to, not the garbage what you have next to you. What's wrong with you? Garbage.
There is okay, so let's see, we'll do this one. So PUBG has come out and said, yeah, we know there's a lot of bugs and like broken stuff in PUBG, so they're launching a campaign called Fix PUBG, which I guess is a website or something, and I guess the essential goal is to be more transparent and communicating with the community, and basically saying, or taking one step further than just saying, we hear you, we're working on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if PUBG can ever get back into the game. But I guess they're still doing okay. They're just not doing amazing what they could have been doing.
I think it's a neat like parallel. If you like look at PUBG versus Fortnite, it's kind of like a parallel of like the Nintendo artistic style, like how these like cartoony, or like even like Overwatch versus like a Call of Duty or like a Battlefield, of like how like at least like in the Western style anywhere, like more realistic graphic styles versus like cartoony aesthetics, and like why they use them, or like how people are gravitated towards them of like, oh, this looks like this and I like it like that. Oh, instead of like, oh man, the graphics are amazing. Look at the hair. Oh, the faces. Oh, so many
Well,
pixels.
also one is just like very broken.
Also,
um,
I'm just saying, like, you could put, Witcher 3 versus Dragon Quest 11. What's the difference visually? Just visuals, just look at the difference. Look it up. Just saying. Look at the visuals, and yeah, there you go. Cartoony and Japanese.
That's probably that's probably a better comparison.
Realistic-y and stuff. Also boobs, but just saying.
This is the other reason why you might not want We Happy Few. They announced a season pass.
Nope.
It's gonna be single player season pass stuff. So
No.
but yeah, apparently the game. So I assumed from seeing it that it was like BioShock, basically, right?
Kind of.
Apparently the game was originally sort of a survival type game, but set in that world, and it was sort of something that you played endlessly, like Don't Starve or something like that.
Oh.
And then when it started getting all the attention that it got, they decided that, or someone told them that they needed to make it into
What?
like more
A
of a
battle royale game? No.
single player thing.
Oh,
So the game changed from what it was after they showed it?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why it took so long. And
That's
so, like, when it comes
insane.
out, I guess it will be sort of a single player thing, but then it will also they'll be releasing a sandbox mode, which for free, which people are assuming like that's the original form of the game.
That's crazy.
Strange news. So Evo was this weekend. I didn't see most of it. I saw like early rounds, so it wasn't that interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of it because I had, oh, look at this. I just woke up and it was time to go to work. Oh, I came home and, and I'm tired. Oh, nothing's on. Okay, I missed it. Yeah.
Pretty much. Like
I mean, I did get to see the Street Fighter V Grand Final, though. That was cool. I got to see that live
okay.
on Sunday night.
I only saw like not preliminaries, but like early rounds in the daytime. But yeah, they announced like Tekken 7 has
That was
apparently
terrible.
gone
That
through
was
a
terrible.
season of characters.
The character, dude, we're like, okay, this is like a whole thing I need to say for this later. It's
Yes.
like, just like the whole like guest character thing is like out of control. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense in Smash Brothers. It's like it makes sense. I get it. They're all characters and like Nintendo characters. So it's like I mean, it's like it has to be it has to like be like fit in the universe that it's in. Like that Negan does not fit in Tekken. That's not a match. Like, that's like a Mortal Kombat character. That if that's a guest character in Mortal Kombat, that makes perfect sense. That's not. It's like I don't know. Whatever. I don't
or
know.
like Soul Calibur since he uses a weapon.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Oh yes, a bat versus a sword because it's not gonna get cut in half or anything.
I mean, it could be a magic bat.
Magic bats.
What's funny about this is like apparently they had talked about it before on Twitter. Like Harada, that's him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had said like Negan is probably not strong enough to be in Tekken or something to that effect on Twitter. But yeah, I guess Negan now there is going to be in Tekken 7 as one of the
I saw that and I was like,
one of
wow,
season 2's
that's
characters.
disappointing.
The other ones were Anna Williams.
Yeah, it's like and then like at least like Akuma and Geese, they're like from other fighting franchises, so it's like in that like line of thought. If you had like another character from another franchise, but nope, it's just some dude from Walking Dead.
Just random guy.
Whatever.
What was the other character?
Lei Wulong finally back.
Oh right, Lei Wulong's
Yeah, I know.
back. So neat.
I don't know who that is.
He was the Hong Kong cop based off of Jackie Chan in previous Tekkens.
Because I don't know what any of that means.
All right
I actually
then.
did see a lot of Tekken 7 during Evo this year. It's pretty cool. I was like, oh,
I heard it was really
it
good.
was good. I was like, wow.
I also heard like the ending of the Dragon Ball Fighters tournament was like really epic in the way that Dragon Ball the show is.
I saw some of that too, but it was just like it reminded me of Marvel, and I was like, this isn't really like watching it. It didn't seem as I don't know. I didn't find it as entertaining as watching the Marvel. So
I basically just watched Street Fighter, but again, early rounds, so not super exciting. Apparently, there was like 2,500 people competing in Street Fighter 5.
Oh my.
A lot. There was a Nintendo Direct today for Smash Brothers Ultimate. They announced the Simon and Richter Belmont were going to be in the game.
I gotta say that kind of stings. That kind of stings, Konami. I hate you. You know, give us a bone, and that's like the best you can do. Go for yourselves.
Alucard will be an assist trophy, and then apparently like the Belmont stage will be in the castle, and like several of the bosses will show up in the stage, including Dracula.
Ooh.
And then
ton of the songs too. That's
There's
pretty awesome.
there's like 800 songs in the game, and
I saw that and I
the
was like, how do they fit that all on a disc?
yeah, it's crazy. And
It's
like
Nintendo
Castlevania's
Smash Brothers team deserves a reward from someone because man, that is like a technical like marvel what they did. Like all
yeah.
the stages, all the characters, all the songs, everything, just amazing.
All in a little cartridge.
Castle the Castlevania stage will have 34 different music tracks from Castlevania. And then there's something like 103 stages total in the
That too,
game.
just like man, insane.
But if you count all the variations, it's like over 300 stages.
On top of that, you can do stage morphing now, so you can
Yes.
pick
Yeah.
two stages and it morphs
It's
to the
so-
other
it's
one.
so weird. Like watching this today, I was like, how do they top this after this? Like, how do they make
They
another
can't.
Smash Brothers?
This is the last Smash Brothers ever.
Yeah,
last
it's
Smash
this is
Brothers.
the last one because man, after this, it's like I don't think this can be topped.
It'll just be called, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then whatever the system name is after it from now on. Then they also announced that King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country, I think, is going to be in the game. And then Crom from Fire Emblem.
Just they don't have enough Fire Emblem characters.
Right?
Crush your enemies. See them dripping before. Anyway, and then Dark Samus will also be in the game as
I saw
a
that,
like,
and
so.
then I got excited. I was like, ooh, maybe Metroid Prime is closer than I think. But then I'm like, maybe it's not, and it's just a peace offering because it's so far away.
She's an Echo Fighter though, so it's not
Yeah.
like
Maybe they're just giving all
Lots of-
these Metroid characters so you can be
Who's
happy.
who's Crom an echo of?
I'm assuming Marth.
That's what I thought, but they sort of made it look like it might be Luciana. I don't know. They're characters with capes and swords.
Most of them all play. I was they
So-
mostly play the same anyway. So I mean,
Yeah, I was not like I after watching today's direct, I feel like I'm more excited for the game than I was, which was not very much. And
I'm
I
not
was like,
excited
oh
about it.
man,
I
this
just
game
I
seems
just have more
crazy.
respect for it. I saw it and I was like, this is it's like a collection of like Nintendo fandom. It's like a
Yeah.
It's like a library edition of like Nintendo franchises. It's like all the characters, well, not all the characters, but like just it's like so much Nintendo stuff in it. And I was
Yeah.
talking about like the whole like Disney whatever. It's like that in game form of a Nintendo game and like all their franchises, except like I just wish it was like a different genre. Then I'd like be more happy. But whatever. It's just a game where you get to hit people and see their little numbers go up and then knock them off the screen. That's whatever. It could have been something else. Maybe they could do it again with a different genre. I'm hoping they can. That'd be awesome. But probably not. Whatever.
Really good. So
Also, Gray
one
Fox
of the
is in there.
things.
I thought that was so awesome. I saw Gray Fox. I was like, oh.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
was
a
like, I meant to
trophy.
buy this game just for this one character, but then it got to the point where it's like, I think I will get this game just because it has like all the stuff in it. Because it's like I can't pass this up. It has like all the Nintendo stuff. It's like everything. Like it spoke to me as a like former Nintendo fan. It just like whispered in my ear like, Tekken, come back to me, Tekken, and I couldn't resist it. I was like, you know what, you're right. And there was a deal on Switches, and I bought one. I mean, it didn't push me over the edge. I was already there. Whatever. So whatever.
Nice.
It's just a coincidence. So yeah.
So with Forsaken coming out, Destiny 2 will be adding the ability to apparently mass delete shaders. Because apparently Bungie released a stat that over 807 million shaders have been deleted by players since Destiny 2 came out. And someone figured if it takes like a little more than a second to delete a shader, then collectively the Destiny 2 community has spent over 25 years deleting
my.
shaders. Because you could only do it one at a time. So if you have a
There's a
stack of
lot of things in that
60
game
of
you can
them,
only delete one at a time. And we've been spending a lot of years deleting a lot of things in that game. That's all I'm going to say about that. F that
pretty
game.
crazy. Relief. Relief is hopefully coming.
F that game.
Yeah. Finally, what is the name? What is the colloquial name of the original Nintendo Entertainment System?
Well, we know it's NES now, so, you know.
NES.
Yeah, apparently, WarioWare Gold, in the Japanese version, under the museum item for the American version of the Nintendo Entertainment System, it says that it's pronounced NES.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it's not
It's an
NES.
acronym.
So I guess SNES is how the next one is.
Yeah, I'm gonna still call it NES.
Which makes sense because, I mean, years ago in the podcast I totally called it that, so I'm glad to be vindicated and validated. I heard she said I was wrong, so sorry.
You also are still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're still wrong.
Nintendo says it's so therefore it is.
Nintendo's wrong too. Yeah, I said it.
Cool. So yeah, that is the news we have for this week.
Because, I mean, keep in mind, it's an acronym. So. I regret nothing.
Okie dokie and stuff. Check us out. Aimless Babble Z. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever the F else we're at on the internet. I can't really think of all the places right now. Whatever. It's been a long episode. A long delay. It's been a while since I've done a sign off. Sorry. Anything to say before we sign off, RPG?
Nope, I don't.
Anything to say before we sign off, Tropical?
You guys might want to check out TalkShoe in the near future because it looks improved. So if you want just like the audio podcast, TalkShoe looks better now.
All right. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It's not for you. For everyone else. For our listeners.
But I want it for me too.
For the people mining the podcast for ideas.
What?
We see you.
I'm gonna find out where you live and have a particular set of skills that I've learned over my long career. Or for people like you.
I
don't know who you are.
It's like a thing. People that
sure.
just like mine podcasts for like ideas to like bring to fruition because it's like, oh, this is just some thing some person thought of some one time. They won't remember that they thought of it, and we'll steal all their ideas. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, but Petra's Farm remembers. It always remembers. It always remembers.
So yeah, that's it for this episode of Aimless Babble Z, and we are approaching fastly the fall avalanche of games. So buckle up.
Fastly? Did I say fastly?
We are very fast approaching the fall avalanche of games, and it's kind of already started next week. So, in my opinion, because Walking Dead, and then Shenmue, and after that, who knows? So yeah, and Destiny and Spider-Man, and Valkyria Chronicles 4, and Tomb Raider's also that month. Insane. So yeah, can't wait. And yeah, until you hear from us again, Aimless Babble Z, and we're now signing off.